Thank you. We
Tits.
We laugh. Oh, yeah.
Now
We
we're getting
laugh.
banned. We're gonna get banned.
Too sexual.
Too sexual for our stream.
Gross.
Too sexual.
What if
for
you
the
said
street.
something really sexy like fuck?
Dude. Too sexy.
Yeah, I know,
Sexiest
right?
word the sexiest word in the English language.
Why do you think we call this one hairy Jigglypuffs?
Yeah.
Think about it.
This one's all about.
We ain't talking about the Pokemon.
This is about the sex ed because the schools ain't doing good enough job anymore.
Yeah,
No, it's
we
not.
gotta pretend. we gotta use euphemisms.
I like to fondle my hairy Jigglypuffs.
Isn't that in
I'm just
Parks
trying
and
to
Rec?
get us
Isn't that different Parks and Rec? I
Probably.
What?
think that's different Parks and Rec, but they can't teach sex ed and they have to do a workaround for the sex ed thing. Anyway.
That sounds like
Sometimes,
season one.
kids, when your metapod hardens,
When your Metapod
it's
uses
just very
hardened.
natural.
Never touch a girl in the Clefairy. She doesn't like that.
When the
Cutting
meta-
my cord.
when the
No.
Metapod.
That legitimately gave me heart palpitations.
I do freaking it out.
I should throw away.
You should probably throw those.
When
He's
the
distracted throwing the bed.
Slowbro, the Slowbro inserts its tail into the shelter.
Oh,
A
yeah.
new Pokemon is made.
A new,
Who's that
new thing is
Pokemon?
born.
If they want to get a little experimental, sometimes they'll put the head on, and that will create an all new. Never mind.
If you wanna,
I see where you're going. I don't like.
if you
it.
just, if you're kind of like, down with anything, then you're a ditto.
It's
Oh,
true.
yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah.
point.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Vagina.
All right.
Cloister.
I'm poor.
Just enough. Just look at that.
Oh yeah,
thing.
I have multiple partners. I'm polygamous.
Oh god. Oh, I'm glad we can teach all the kids about sex.
Oh.
We're really reaching out to the youths.
You hear about what Alakazam can do with a spoon?
Really execute on his premise.
Oh yeah, those eggs. There's no. You can...
All right. Well, maybe we should start this podcast.
Jinx.
All right.
Jinx.
No, that's
Enough
not.
said.
No, we did not talk.
Never talk
Jinx
about
is
Jinx.
different. This is a problem. This problem.
What's your problem?
Nah.
What's the problem?
You know what? I hope we don't see a Jinx in the Detective Pikachu movie.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
Oh yeah.
Nah,
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Nah, dog.
Let's just avoid that redesign completely.
I bet just because the tone's going for Pikachu's gonna make some reference, be like, "There's Jinx over there. We're not gonna show him."
Yeah.
Trust.
That'd be
us,
pretty
there.
good.
You guys, did you guys see like the Sung Wong video on that where it's like, "Who's that Pokemon? It's the murderer." It's the
The
murderer.
murderer. I don't know. It was a Song One video.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Pixel Podcast. My name is Matt, and I'm here with Ethan
Hey, how's it going?
and Ricardo
Garugamesh.
and Amber.
Yo. Hi. I stumbled into this podcast, and I guess I'll just
A
stay.
more gritty version of Ethan is a
Hey,
darker and more realistic Ethan is doing this podcast.
Hey, hello.
It's now the Dark Pixelicious podcast.
The dark.
This podcast.
Design the site to use a dark theme. We're only gonna show games that don't have pretty rainbows in them. So no Diablo 3
And no mobile game.
and no mobile games. Only fucking core games.
Well, you know what? How about instead of no mobile games, no games? Because
We played jack all.
We didn't play. Well, okay, it's not true. But most of us didn't play any new games this week.
We're trying to get
Um,
you to the content that you crave, mostly when we're done talking.
So-
The
Some
content
other
you crave
content.
podcast. That's the
Yeah, the very end of the podcast. So we're just skipping a lot of stuff today. No, we do have some games to talk about.
Yeah,
In
we
fact,
do.
I feel like Amber missed last podcast because she was too
I
busy
did.
doing
She was
something
too
in
busy
another
doing
game.
exactly this.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I mean she was like playing a video game.
I wasn't touching my hairy Jigglypuffs.
So what have you been up to in everyone's favorite fighting game, Soul Calibur?
Yeah.
6.
6. It's all I do. My new thing now, although it's kind of always been my thing, but it's just to make as many characters as possible. I'm just stuck in the character creation, y'all.
I thought you were training for Evo.
I'm training for Eva, but I'm also making some dank characters, and I can't stop.
We're gonna have an Evo
Can't stop,
dank
won't stop.
character competition
Yeah.
where they're just gonna have those, show them off, and people are gonna have to get hype, and the one that gets the most hype wins.
Yeah, the
Okay,
format is just completely different this year. It's
Yeah.
really weird.
Okay, I'll put forth my
You know what?
my Trevor Belmont
The
and
grand
get
final
the
stage. The
hype.
grand final stage is gonna go. Yeah,
That's true.
Tasty Steve's gonna be like, "Ooh, break his leg." Go out there and break a leg with those sick character creations.
Yeah, Amber's
Artistic
created.
skills.
Amber, walk us through some of your characters. That's some well-known ones.
Let's see. What are some of the ones I created? I created Trevor Belmont based off the
Let's
Netflix
go.
series.
Okay.
I just recently created Papyrus. I'm very proud of him.
Gotcha.
What's that from?
Some game.
Okay.
And
So is it just Papyrus, or is it like the cool whatever the casual?
cool Papyrus.
Yeah, the casual looking.
Oh, Cash
Papyrus.
Papyrus. Cool
Um,
dude, a cool dude
Cool
Papyrus.
dude Papyrus.
Maybe I'll make a second Papyrus. It's cool dude Papyrus, but it's just regular Papyrus.
Gotcha.
It's just regular Papyrus. She's got like armor and a scarf, and then red gloves and red boots, which work pretty well.
So Papyrus.
So Papyrus. He looks kind of like this.
Oh.
Gotcha. So
For
are you in
reference.
the audio podcast?
Yeah, it's for
She's
the audio
holding-
podcast. I'm holding up a little statue of Papyrus.
Oh, I was gonna.
And then I also made I forgot her name already.
Ollie.
Akali?
Akali.
From
Akali,
that
yeah,
League of
from-
Legends thing that everybody
League of
loves,
Legends.
and
I've
it's
still
like,
not seen
forget
that
that we're
video.
being sued for our terrible sexes.
Yeah, did you
Yeah,
guys see
seriously.
the thing from the artist design or like the game designer that designed Akali? The
Uh-uh.
one I actually don't know if it was a he or she. They apparently got fired like right after completing like finishing Akali.
Oh my
shit.
god!
A long
Gosh.
time ago too, like college.
Yeah.
Back when I played.
And they're like, I'm really torn because this is awesome that everyone loves this character, and I'm glad that everyone's enjoying this video and it looks cool.
Yeah, this music.
Also,
video.
it makes me like hate everything because I'm like because of the terrible associate
Oh,
like memories I have
gosh.
with working my ass off for this, working overtime, to everyone telling me I was doing an amazing job, and then getting fired immediately after that was done.
Fired. This
Jeez.
seems so.
I don't know.
Wait, so
there
did-
might have been more to it than that possibly,
Yeah.
but like it was.
Did they make like Akali like her standard character,
I
or like
have
the one
no-
for the
no,
music
yeah, I don't know if
video?
they were an art. I don't
assume
know
the
if they were an
class is
artist
standard.
or. Yeah, I don't know if they were an artist or a game designer or what they actually did,
Right.
like what work they did.
Right.
But I'll find the tweet. But yeah,
That's terrible. Oh, that makes me feel so torn now about that
It's
that music video and that rendition of
music video is
Akali.
very good. It's very catchy.
It's very good,
It's
yeah.
very good visual.
I still
Yeah,
haven't
so
seen
I-
it.
Oh really?
You haven't? It's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's like hip hop, K-pop.
I just have no attachment to League of Legends, so I'm just like,
No, I don't
I didn't
either.
either.
But the video is it's visually a very like
Yeah.
cool looking video.
Is
Yeah,
it li-
basically
is
what
it
I-
like that. Here's the storm cinematic. Does it look cool like that?
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
But it is less. It's like a music video rather
Yeah.
than that Here's the Storm, which is like anime action thing.
Okay.
But there is an anime action thing that they also
yeah,
done
they
as
do a
well
lot
with
of,
the
they
judges.
do a lot
Mhm.
of their main stuff now. Is that who else? Is there anybody else like you really want to shout out?
Shout out! I made a Zelda today, which she turned out all right.
Dude.
She's like my version of Zelda.
Wait,
how I
what-
see her.
What if Zelda was girl?
Oh
the-
man, what's
That'd be
that?
crazy. The only
Well, we
character-
can't. That's crazy because a Nintendo character would never be in a Soul Calibur game. So
Yeah,
You're
that's
right.
true. That'd be weird. I created a Tommy Wiseau. That didn't turn out very well.
oh man.
Okay, you win. I'm quitting. I'm no longer
what
going to be
fighting
making
style
characters.
does Tommy Wiseau use?
Faldo, of course.
Oh, Faldo.
Oh yeah, that's you know what? Yep. Oh, I have to see your Tommy Wiseau. That
It's
sounds
not
too
good.
good.
I need to improve on it, but it was a good like first attempt when I was like, I'm gonna shoot for someone.
I'm gonna shoot for the moon.
Yeah, and I landed among the stars.
Much like Tommy
Uh,
Wiseau himself.
yeah.
Sure.
I will say, one of the cool things that happened was I ended up in a casual mode or casual match, whatever. I ended up in it was a created characters allowed room, which
Uh-huh.
basically just turned into let's show off all of our created characters. And so this guy had done a really good Goku, a Ginyu, who was a Tolly, which was hilarious. And gosh, what else? He did a Luke Skywalker who was a Yoshimitsu, which was interesting to watch Luke bend in that way. But it was Luke
himself.
It was Luke with the helmet on, which I knocked off, so he was bald underneath, which was pretty amazing.
Like it was like a pilot Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what if he had the helmet on and it was like that scene where he kills Darth Vader and it's like himself is there.
See, I was like envisioning the one. I was envisioning the one where he's like with the blast shield down. I can't see anything.
Can't see anything. No, it was
fight?
It was a fighter pilot, which looked pretty good. But yeah,
he was
fighting a bald Luke was terrifying. And then what else did he make? He had one other that was really good. I'm super blanking, but I've seen a plethora of characters that are range from terrible to pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That game is still cool.
Mm-hmm.
Still pretty fun to watch.
I haven't heard many people talk about it since it came out. Except for...
I mean, I think it has the same problem that
every fighting game has.
I mean, a lot of fighting games have that problem if you're not like in the FGC.
But still, like I feel like that game more than most has been more about the creative angle than the actual. Like I see some tech videos from time to time, but like nothing. I'm still seeing like way more Street Fighter 5 stuff than anything else.
I mean, that's what we expected. I didn't think Soul Calibur is made to be like more, I don't know, kind of casually appealing more so.
Yeah.
It's like you can still have fun even if you're not very good at fighting games. But then you can, of course, learn the next level and get really good at it. But
yeah. Well, I'm getting my ass kicked time and time again, so I need to get to that next level.
There you go.
Working on it.
The only way to do is get your ass kicked time and time again.
Yeah. The road to Evo continues. So eventually I'll stop getting my ass kicked and then I'll be kicking the ass.
Yeah.
Just make a video series about training up for Evo. It's fine.
Yeah.
It'll work great.
And then forget your batteries.
Just break your stick.
Like a week before. It's fine.
Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that?
Like poor planning.
The light has fallen from the sky.
I don't know why you find it so weird.
Because that's such like a dramatic way to say the sun's setting.
That was like I was
the
in the
light
like 6 hours long.
Fallen from the sky.
I was very depressed at that point. It was like 6 hours
it's
long.
It's like you're some old shaman like talking about.
I'm the shaman
we call
of the fight sticks.
Many moons from now, when light goes to sky at much shorter time.
My ass will be thoroughly kicked.
Everyone should go to our YouTube page and watch Ethan's old fighting fights.
That last before Evo this last time, I did watch that last video like a few times through because it's really well done and like just the whole like us like riding on the tram before and then like
yeah
and then the stupid the stupid stinger with me at the end.
Oh, that in there?
What? Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Was that one where you're like, I'm gonna get all your ass?
Yes, exactly.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's some good video work. Remember we did video work?
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun, but very stressful when the batteries died.
Yeah, and you had to run back and get your batteries.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to talk about some other video games that have some perilous plights in them?
What other games are stressful, Ethan?
Hitman 2, y'all. Hitman 2
It's out. It's
Hitman
happening.
2.
Hitman 2.
The second Hitman game.
The second Hitman game ever created.
Ever. No others existed before
Agent
this.
47's sophomore hit.
Indeed.
There's just more to say.
It's like groovy.
So this is Hitman 2. It's the sequel to 2015's Hitman?
2016.
2016. I was mixed up.
Damn.
I know. It's not that long ago.
No, it is. But I for some reason I felt like that was last year. Weirdly,
Nope.
I don't know. I don't know why I would think. I don't know why I would think they'd be able to turn around a game that quick. But
it came out early 2015 or 2016.
Gotcha.
And it was slowly dripped out all the way until like the very end. But now they released all the maps at once. So there's I think 5 main maps and then one like little bonus, one little like trainee map that's like very simple and easy to play. But I've only played like kind of the first 3 levels. They do have this new thing called guided stories, where
Yes.
they kind of like
I was watching him play.
yeah,
this, by
you
the way.
watched you play it, and there was basically points you to like, here's the cool thing you can do. You can do the cool thing here, but it's a little. I don't know if I like it because it's very handholdy. Like, it's literally
Right.
like you do the thing, and then the next thing pops up on the screen is the
Yeah.
objective.
It's
like
like,
literally,
go
don't even look for it.
It's
just
like,
do it.
go get the pneumatic drill, and
Yeah.
now go find the pit chief or
Yes.
whatever. And it's like
There's-
literally that. And so like you kind of lose the forest for the trees because like
But
one of the
you could do that in the first game too, right?
Yeah,
you
couldn't
could turn
you?
that on in the
But it
options.
It wasn't
That was in the
as
options.
handholdy. Like, I think you had like,
Okay.
it would have like a thing in the corner, but this literally puts it on the map. And is literally
Yeah,
like,
it's
That was
literally-
in the first game. It
Okay,
must not.
see, I don't
must
know.
not have been the default though.
yeah,
It must be
might not
the,
have been the default, or I don't know. It just felt like more handholdy this time. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
definitely in that mode it felt more like, again, like I was saying, is like there's so much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets in Hitman that like
Nice.
you just lose so
those levels
much.
seem huge. Those levels seem huge.
Yeah, you lose so much of like the little details and like the other quote unquote opportunities when it's like, no, this is the thing you're
But
focusing on. Like,
I don't know if
make
it's
sure that you're
necessarily
doing
bad
this.
because if you go back, like as soon as you finish, like I finished the Miami level, it was like, hey, you should go back and play. Here's 2 other ones we recommend you do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
The
they
story.
will show you like
Which-
a couple other
Which maybe I'll
opportunities.
do, and then I'll see how much is left to unlock. Because if it just takes too much away, I'd be kind of bummed. It's like, oh, well, now I won't be able to discover any new ways. But I have a feeling there's definitely more ways, especially when I get to the pit stop. There's like 3 different options for you just need the right tool for how to sabotage the race car driver's car.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard that Miami one especially. There's like a million ways that you can go depending
Yeah.
on like what
Like
you
what
end up
you do.
doing.
I mean, that second target you killed in that was definitely
Spectacular.
not the optimal
No,
way
it's not the
to kill. To kill.
I definitely was just like, hey, check out this robotic arm. Throw it at him. It didn't kill him.
Didn't kill him.
And all the guards were like, what the hell? And ran out to the
And then-
window to look to see where I was. I was like, too fast. I walked.
Yeah, I was gonna
walked
say,
behind the
while they
door.
were briefly away from his
Immediately walked over
unconscious
to him,
corpse,
snapped his neck, and then just
and
ran
then
away.
just
Man, that game is still fantastic.
And
Like it's again,
When did this happen? When did you guys play this together?
Sunday, right? This
Yeah,
was
Sunday.
when we were over at a friend's house,
Yeah,
and Ethan was putting together
A
his
computer.
PC, and I was
Oh,
just
okay.
sitting watching Defunct Land
Yeah.
video.
Nice.
Still day.
Good.
And then Hitman after that, but it's very similar to the first one. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It definitely seems like they were like, okay, we have a great formula here, and what we were really disappointed that we couldn't release more maps for this game. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tweak it a little bit. So there's like hiding in bushes, which you can now has like an indicator.
Ooh.
There's the ability to see when you're trespassing, because before it was very much
Yes.
like very tiny in the
It
bottom
was
left.
there,
Now it's
but
like,
it was just kind of like.
Now it's
Yeah.
pretty obvious. Like
It's
you
like
get
a
a
bright
whole color.
yellow-
Yeah, you get a whole color alert.
yeah. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, you're trespassing now. Okay. And then there's also, I believe, reflections in the mirror. I didn't see any of that in my playthrough, but I know that exists.
Yeah, they'll see if you're like in a bathroom, for instance. They
Yeah.
will, and you're like hiding in a closet and looking at the mirror, and you step out of the closet. They will turn around.
You're
and,
like, what the
and-
hell?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Like a lot of little tiny quality of life changes. Blending into crowds is another one where you can see like
Yeah.
blending in. So if you have someone follow you,
Oh, like Assassin's
you
Creed.
just drive the
Like,
kind of
pretty
like that,
much,
but there's less
yeah.
animation.
Yeah, it's
There
less
is-
like this and more just like
Yeah, that's
I
the
am
thing.
in-
Is
I am in the
what's weird
crowd.
about this game is I do feel like it's definitely a little less money behind it. I
it
feel
feels.
than-
It does definitely feel like
not. They do a good enough job where it matters.
Well, I
It's just
mean,
the levels
that-
are still
Mhm.
robust. They're big. They have lots of crowds. They're very interesting. They have lots of kills. They do all that.
Like,
But
I mean, they
Call-
use the same engine, right? Like, it kind
Yeah.
of makes sense that they has.
Yeah.
They went independent and
Like,
they
you
got
think
a publisher for this, but it's not. Square Enix
Yeah.
is funding this whole thing
if
from the
you think
get go.
about it, like they don't need to have a humongous team to do this, or like a lot of money, because all they need to do is create a new map, create some new
Right.
scenarios,
Oh, that's it.
update the engine a
That's
little
it.
bit.
That's all they
and
gotta
then-
do.
Well, I
That's
know,
all they
obviously-
gotta do.
Obviously, there's more.
That's it.
All you gotta do is just create new music, new map, new.
I mean,
new-
maybe
new
we'll, like,
scenarios,
Just fix some of the
new
mechanics.
voice acting. It's just
I'm
write
not-
a new
I'm
script.
saying that
That's
it's
it.
less work than going in and like
Yes.
redoing the engine.
They're
getting
not
it
like
making a
they're
lot
not
of-
like creating. It's Hitman 2, but it is like more Hitman. It's not like a whole
2.0
Like it's not
more.
a.
It's like it is like
Yeah.
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
It's.
But I think even that's a disservice because it's a lot of game. Like
Totally.
it's
Like, but
yeah.
it's definitely like it's more.
And it's all of Hitman
similar.
1
It's
too,
very
right?
Similar. Yeah, and it is. So if you have the old game, I actually went ahead and bought the gold version because I know we playing this game a lot. But if you have the old game, you automatically get all those maps and like one nice little menu. It doesn't have any of
it's
your progress,
all just a continuous.
which is really cool.
That's cool.
And it's
Menu.
just like, man, I kind of do want to go back and play those levels that were really good, like Sapienza and Paris and all those.
Again, it's
Yeah.
weird. It looks like just a single platform.
Yeah.
That like got added to because all those old maps is literally you go scroll left from the first level in Hitman 2 and it goes to the last map from Hitman 1.
Yep.
And just keeps
That's
How's
cool.
the
back and play.
how's the story?
It's fine. It's a lot of like
It's a lot of static.
that's one
a
of the
lot of
budget
static
things.
cutscenes.
It's a lot of like 2D cutscenes.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
are
it's like
fine.
those like cutscene like other games have done it where it's like a really well like illustrated or like modeled still and there's like maybe rain
effects on his
rain
face.
effects.
Oh,
on
yeah, I
his
know
face-
what you
on his
mean.
face
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
but like he's not moving his mouth when
No.
he's talking
Sure.
and like other
It's
people
just
are
still things
not.
and like the background is moving differently in the front. It's like that parallax effect. It's fine.
Is that what
Like,
you mean by like this one feels like it had less money put into it?
Yeah,
Is stuff like
yeah.
static cutscenes?
static cutscenes? It's just like a couple little because I mean the last game had like full like 3D rendered like very
Right.
hyper detailed cutscenes. This one's like, oh, I'm just gonna do 2D. Which you know what? If they're gonna put more resources towards one thing, I would rather it be the maps and the creating cool
Yeah.
scenarios, and then just being like, oh, we're gonna write a story around it. The story's fine. Like it seems like I could follow it a little bit more. It's like the people.
I
who-
didn't know what was going on.
the people in the last you were working for are now betraying you. And it's the whole like everyone owns everything, and it's like now you have to work for the people you were fighting against, and it's.
Wait, so is it a different lady? Is it a different lady talking to you
No,
now?
it's the same
No,
lady.
she's still your
she's still there.
handler or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
Oh, so
handles it.
didn't. So she didn't betray you.
no,
She's
not.
she still
She's-
loves you.
No,
She's
it's
cool.
like your clients that you had been working for or
Yes.
whatever. The shadow.
like a-
Wait, the shadow.
Shadow
whatever?
Broker.
the
Yeah, I was gonna say Shadow Broker.
Who
I
is-
played Mass
Who
Effect.
is it? Does I don't know if Amber knows
I
who
don't
the
know.
shadow broker.
No,
I
she
don't
doesn't
know.
anything with
Who
Shadow
is the
Broker.
shadow broker?
Liara's looking for the Shadow Broker. That's all that Amber
Gotcha.
knows.
It's gonna be someone I know, isn't it? You guys ruined Mass Effect
It's
for me.
Caden. It was
It's
Caden all
Caden all
along.
along.
It's Caden with his
I
weird
heard you
funky
thought I
voice.
was boring, but I have a cool voice, and also I'm the shadow broker.
He doesn't have a cool voice. Garrus has a cool voice. You get mixed up all the
Garrus
time.
has a cool voice too. Guess what? The game is very well voice acted. All of that.
a lot of them cool.
Caden's just got a weird, like raspy voice. Like he spent
He's like
all.
He sounds like he's a sexy guy, and then you see his voice actor, and it's like this guy's not a sexy guy. Sorry, guy.
This is not
voice
the
actor.
man
You're
I
very,
want.
You're a very good voice
I'm gonna
actor.
look this guy up now.
But sexy guy, maybe Raphael Sabarge. Very good voice actor, but not
Not the sexiest man.
not the sexiest
That's-
man alive.
No, it's sexiest, man.
If
Anyways,
he doesn't have a
Hitman
body of
2.
a wrestler, then
He's no
Marta's
Troy
not interested.
Baker, is what I'm saying.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah, this man's not sexy.
Caden.
Sorry.
Who is this?
Raphael
Who does he
Sabarge.
voice act?
The guy just Caden. Yeah. I guess I said the same thing about the
oh,
guy who
yeah.
voice acted Garrus. I was like,
He's more of like he's actually I've seen that dude in a commercial before, and I was like, that's Garrus.
I saw the guy in a movie, which I didn't realize until after I've been playing Mass Effect, and I was like, oh my gosh, went back and watched the movie, and it was weird just seeing this guy with Garrus's voice. I
I
was like,
think he
"You're
did a
not Garrus."
voice and also obviously a face in LA Noire too, and I was like, he's
Whoa.
playing like a fucking detective cop man again.
Detective
Except
cop man.
Yeah.
He's
he's
doing
like-
the same
except
guy.
like he's an actual man now and not alien man.
You're like a real man, not an alien.
Give me the alien man.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Mass Effect 2, Amber, but I guess we'll get let's finish up the Hitman talk before we
Yeah.
switch over to Mass
Hitman-
Effect.
well, there's not much more to say except like the levels.
How
already-
far have you gotten? How far have you gotten
I
in the
did
new?
part of the second level, and then I was like, okay.
Okay.
I feel like
Interesting.
there's like a weird like subplot through line going on here with this like that weird British guy like who keeps I feel like he showed up in a couple of levels Like one of them was he was dressed up as a flamingo too when you were dressed up as a flamingo.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then like I think he was like in another
I didn't realize that.
another episode where he was like on the phone and being like, "Oh, they want me to do this, blah blah blah," and I'm just like, this is weird that there's like this other kind of like Hitman guy
I heard
here.
in the first levels of Hitman 1, they've actually included some NPCs from the second Hitman.
Well, I think the hippie you took his clothes is from one of the previous maps.
I didn't know that.
That's
Because
true.
it actually mentions like he was traveling from Sapienza or something.
Yeah, he's in one of the games. He's in one of
That's cool.
Also, you
have
wore
you-
his stuff and
are
you were
you-
like groovy.
Yeah, that was the best. This is deadpan. Just
Agent 47 Deadpan.
groovy.
Groovy.
Did you get the super cocaine?
Mhm.
Did you get the super cocaine?
I like it.
I put that super cocaine and put some rat poisoning in it. And then
Oh,
you know,
man.
when you snort super cocaine with rat poisoning in it, you get sick. to
You
your
get
stomach.
sick and then you just then you want to throw up over a large pit and
Yeah.
then you just get pushed into that fucking pit and murdered.
Same. Big
Yeah.
move.
Are you excited to kill Sean Bean?
Yeah, that's in like a few days. I'm excited.
Can't even make it through the Hitman game. He couldn't even make it through the trailer. Have you seen like the
No, I
trailer
didn't
with
see
Sean
that
Bean
far.
in it? Like
Wait,
no.
the other show, the first teaser trailer with him, he survives.
see, like there's one where it's like it talks about
It's him like
all the
talking to
ways-
it's him like talking to a therapist, and like the therapist is like a hitman, and then he like talks about all the ways he's been tried to be killed, and no one like everyone keeps trying to kill him, and like the kills are very much references to the movies he's in without like spelling it out, and then he's like, anyway, nice try, and he like shoots the therapist, which is a fake hitman, and then he looks at the security camera and he's like, keep trying or something like that.
See, because like the other one I think I saw was like more of like a promotional one thing for the game like itself, and it's like there's many tools of the trade that a hitman
Oh, I
has
think
or
I
whatever.
saw that one.
And then
yeah.
like the last thing is like he's got like a glass of like scotch or something, and he like takes a sip, and then it shows like the last thing is like, oh, poison to scotch, and then you hear like the glass break as like 47's like walking away. Or whatever.
Oh.
And
like
like
that.
he can't even
That's
survive. He can't even survive the fucking trailer. This poor guy,
I must have not seen all of that one because I didn't remember that part.
Ned Stark.
Anyway, Hitman 2 is more Hitman 1, but it is very good. It's just like
I had a
Hitman
lot
1
of fun
was.
watching you
Yes,
play it as
and I-
usual.
and
Yeah,
I'll be-
speaking of watching,
I'll be streaming more tomorrow. That game.
it's true.
And I have
Yeah.
some interesting ideas that I will not disclose on this podcast for
Oh shit.
listener interaction.
Because you said, I was gonna say, because you said spicy Hitman, and I was like, is that just
Spicy
because,
Hitman.
is that just because Ethan just doesn't
Ethan
play
just
it like
always plays,
conventionally,
yeah,
and just
yeah.
kind of just does this what he wants?
I also play Spicy Hitman.
Well, isn't there like a mode? Isn't there like a full-on mode where it's like, all right, get this kill without even like picking up any of these items,
Totally.
or like
That's
you can't change disguises once or something like that. Like,
Escalation mode does that. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
in Hitman 2. Yeah, I didn't really
it is.
poke
It
into
is.
that.
I've heard someone talk about it.
Okay.
Someone talked about
I
it.
haven't poked around in it too much. I'm just like, I'm just gonna.
Maybe
play
it's
it.
gonna get added. Maybe it's gonna get added. I don't know. But I've heard Austin Walker from Waypoint talking about it. I think Brad Shoemaker talked about it as well. So
Wow, you're just on full
What do
names
they
with all
know?
these guys.
What do
They
these
don't-
guys know? What are
probably
they,
nothing.
professionals?
nah, I
Must
mean,
have been nothing.
have you listened to
Must
their
have been
podcast?
Yeah.
What?
Have you listened to their podcasts?
Which one?
Either of them.
Any of them.
All of them.
No.
Well, they're professionals.
Amber, how's
so.
Mass Effect 2?
I get to Bone Gare soon or something.
Wow.
That's very presumptuous of you to think
Yeah,
that.
he has a choice
Well, so-
in this.
Well, so I
think
go
you
up
and
to
need have
him.
a Talk.
I go up to him and I'm
That's
like,
That's Caden. That's Caden that you're doing.
doesn't say you're doing a Kaden. Wrong voice. So he's talking about how, reach and flexibility. And
Oh yeah, I remember that story.
oh yeah.
But it was
So
not
he's-
like that sexy with me because I'm just like, oh, cool, heterosexual friend of mine.
Yeah. Like, high five, bro.
Cool, bro.
Nice,
you
bro.
really nailed it, bro.
Yeah, so he's telling the story about him and the other Turian and how they are doing some hand-to-hand combat. So they settle it in her room. Wink. And so my DJ Pepper Shepherd goes like, maybe you and I can I think she says like, you seem tense. Maybe you and I can get some ease some of the tension.
This is
or
a great
something like
pick.
Yeah, Amber is just smooth.
Maybe
as,
you and I could maybe we could.
fuck.
You seem tense. You seem tense. You seem tense. Is what I'm
Amber is-
saying.
I'm not tense.
This is
I can
just
make
like
you
what This is just like when Amber tries to seduce me.
Yeah. Or every
accurate.
then I found those hairy Jigglypuffs. But anyways, so then
Don't do it.
so then so she's basically into like, hey, you and I can go around, and he's like, oh, I didn't think you were in hand-to-hand combat, and she's like, maybe we skip to the tiebreaker. And he's like, oh, I didn't know you liked men with scars. I have to think about this. I was like,
I have to go.
That's always like
Just
catch you later.
that's what you want to hear if you're seducing someone. It's like, I gotta go.
I mean, for a weird thing in like these Mass Effect games is that's always like the precursor.
Yes,
it's
like
you say the line that's like, "This is the thing that means I want to fuck," and then it's like they're immediately like, I have to go now." And then
You
it's
have to
like,
think about what's going on.
I have to think about things.
Fuck now. Bye.
Same.
What? They gotta do, like put the next load the next dialogue in. Stand
There
in
you
the
go.
right
Yeah,
the right
fair.
place in the ship.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what
like a
I mean.
transition.
So,
But other than that, Amber,
transition.
well, no. So I go back, and then he's like, "Hey, we can do the fucking. I gotta some research.
I gotta
now.
research how to sex
do some-
human.
Oh
like,
yeah.
The big old
Research how to
Turian,
sex
you a
this.
squishy human. We gotta figure this out, yo."
How does
So-
the sex?
He said he'd bring the music, so I'm excited.
Ooh.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Bring the beat.
But yeah, that was pretty good. I was very excited on the stream because I'm like, finally, after all these hours. The rest of the story's fine.
Boner.
I've been doing more loyalty missions. I did Thane's and
Yeah.
Kasumi's, which Kasumi's was great, doing like a heist basically, and my shepherd having to wear a dress but still walking around like she's a freaking
like
footballer.
runs in the same way with the dress on.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That's pretty good.
As much
Um,
as Thane is my dude, I don't remember his what his
His
loyalty
one's
mission
pretty.
is.
His one's pretty
It's like
flat.
assassinating
His
his-
loyalty mission.
Eh.
His son is trying to be an assassin like him.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you have to like
Kill him.
And
Deter
just have to
him.
like stop
Yeah.
him from.
I would
or
say-
you, I guess you don't have to
hitting,
stop him.
yeah.
But like that's the.
I would say of all of them, funny enough, Garrus was actually my least favorite.
Oh
Garrus
really?
is,
I thought that
Garrus
one was,
is also very
I
simple.
thought that one was all right.
It's just like
How did it end?
it's just
for you.
uh,
Did you
I-
just be
I-
like?
I let him kill him.
I was gonna say like, cause that's always a great one where it's like where he's like, get out of my way, and it's like gladly step, get shot in the fucking head.
I was really torn because I'm like, okay, so my shepherd wouldn't be like, just don't kill random people. But I'm
But
like,
I
I
wanna
want to bone
fuck.
this Turian.
Yeah, that's
The
also what
things
Aaron.
you'll do if you want to fuck somebody.
So
Let him
If-
kill people.
Also-
if he wants to, if he can get his rocks off by killing this guy first, I will let it happen.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wee, wow.
This is a horny stream. Sorry, buddy. Adults only in this stream.
Keep
Whatever,
put your
man.
Parry Jigglypuffs away.
We're gonna get banned anyways. Who cares?
That's my Mass
But
Effect.
I actually don't remember what happens if you don't let him.
I think
Garrus
I've
kill
Yeah.
done
the
it
guy.
before.
I probably could still like he would still be like down to clown if
Yeah,
I
the thing about the
killed
Mass
him.
Effect universe is that you are. So
Whatever
like,
you want,
can,
you
can
get.
kind of talk your way into or out of
Yeah.
any situation, basically.
Like I didn't let Zaid kill the guy, and he's like, "That's all right,
I'll
it's
still be
probably
I'm
fine."
Yeah, I'm loyal anyway. Whatever.
I'll follow you
I'm
to
real
the end.
mad, but I'm confused about it.
I'll
and
do
then
it
you
for
can-
Zaid's.
Then you can put on the cool alternate costume for the guy.
Which is usually black.
It's
Yes.
just a black version.
It's usually a
of the
black
same
version of the
outfit.
costume. I think Thane's was like had some white in it because his original costume was already black. I was like, oh, I see you guys changed it up. But I'm still very much liking that game, and I want to see more.
And you
So
will.
I have like maybe 4 loyalty missions left.
Yeah, and some side stuff.
Yeah, and
And
some
then
side
obviously the
stuff.
main story.
So we're getting there.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all the games we played, guys.
Yup.
So let's move on to the news. The
It's all
music's
sing
going
around
already. There's
songs.
already music playing at this point, but just not for the stream. Just
Mana.
the big news that came out today.
everyone's talking about what's happened just today. Yeah.
is that Sony's like, hey, PlayStation, we're not gonna have a thing at E3 this year. We're
Later.
taking the year off essentially. The quote here, in a statement to Polygon, said, as the industry evolves, Sony Interactive Entertainment continues to look for inventive opportunities to engage the community. PlayStation fans mean the world to us, and we always want to innovate, think differently, and experiment with new ways to delight gamers. As a result, we have decided not to participate in E3 in 2019. We are exploring new and familiar ways to engage our community in 2019 and can't wait to share our plans with you. I just thought that was funny that it was like,
Man.
we want to delight fans, so fuck E3.
Yeah. So there again.
That's called PR speak.
Yeah.
We're gonna
That's
have,
called.
we're gonna have PlayStation experience this year, I swear. Maybe.
Maybe.
It's just crazy because like we've had Nintendo who was like, we're not gonna do a press conference there at E3 anymore, but we'll still be there. Like they still have like a sizable booth.
It's a sizable booth, but it just only usually has like one game in it last couple of years.
Yeah, like main like big game, and then
Yeah.
This last year had like a bunch of different ones, but it's still mostly Smash Brothers.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
and so they at least had a spot on the booth, and you know they have a section for like everyone networking and things like that. But like even Sony always had like a giant section of that show.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah, there was a longer statement I saw that was like saying along to like, we basically don't have anything to show right now. We've already announced Death Stranding and Last of Us 2 and Days Gone, and we've shown those
Ghost
enough
of
times to
Tsushima.
where and Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima, those are all coming out next year.
Hmm.
Or well, Death Stranding might not be, and
Death
Last of Us
Stranding's
Part
coming
2 is
out
not listed, I
when
guess,
we're
when Kojima is done with it.
is done siphoning money out of Sony.
Yep, basically.
we can't afford to go to E3 because Kojima's siphoning our
Because
money.
Kojima's taking all our money.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, I'm interested like everyone's like freaking out or like reading into this a million different ways. I'm more skeptical this means anything other than that like E3 is less important, which we've known that for a very long
Yeah.
time now. This has been kind of a
I still feel it's
like-
important, but
like
you know.
Microsoft had like an offsite thing. It's important because of legacy reasons. It's not important because
I still
Everyone
feel
just
like,
has their own streams.
yeah, but that's the thing is I still feel like around that time it's like we're all just gonna have a great time, just dump a bunch of video
Yeah,
game
but-
stuff. And it's like
as like a social thing or as like a like community thing, yes, but like I think for companies, the return on investment on that is probably not great.
Well, it's interesting because I put this news in just because I thought it was relevant. But like, you know, Xbox had their own Xbox showcase.
Yeah, last year Xbox was kind of separate almost.
Like they had that last week, and they're like, we're gonna have our own thing. And you know, PlayStation
Oh,
had
yeah.
their own thing where it was like, we're
Yeah,
just
which they're
gonna-
not doing this year either. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
The second thing is like if they had something crazy to show off, but just didn't want to do it at E3, I feel like they'd be having the PlayStation conference.
Where's
which
streams,
they're
guys?
Not.
Where's streams?
It was at E3
Streams-
last year.
They mentioned that. They mentioned
our
that in the press thing.
Where the fuck is it?
Where?
Where the fuck is dreams,
Don't
dog?
let
I
dreams
made
be
that
dreams.
stupid picture like a million years ago with the fucking Shia LaBeouf. I edited that stupid picture a million years ago.
Don't let dreams
Where's
be dreams.
dreams?
It's coming, man. I
Is
swear.
Ricardo yelling, "Where's Dreams?"
I saw someone play it last year at E3 on the floor. I was watching him play it, and I was like, that's cool.
I don't
This
believe
seems like
him.
a cool game. I'm interested
Yeah,
in looking at it.
I've heard it's neat. Everyone is
Very hype on Dreams.
Yeah, it's like between the way that the show has shifted now to more of a consumer show and also the way release cycles and news news cycle
Mhm.
works now, it doesn't surprise me that Sony is at least going to try not doing and dealing with the whole E3 hullabaloo, but at the same time, I don't know, just to have like no presence there at all just seems so.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
weird
it
because
just-
like even EA, who left the show in like 2016, took their booth and opened up like a place next to it. Nintendo opened up. They're still on the floor, but you know they do the direct, and then Microsoft has still does their press conference, but
or
it's
EA,
offsite.
EA has been going for a while.
So
I
I
know.
think it's been going off-site, and that's fine. Like I guess they probably want to expand to like, oh, anyone who's in LA can come hang out this thing too, which is cool. Like that's fine. But it's just like, I don't know. It's weird because I don't know what they're gonna fill that space with. Like that's such a big part of the floor.
Right.
Here we go. Here's the quote from Variety, which actually I think broke this story
Yeah, I think so.
that I was looking for. This is from Sean Layden, chairman of Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios. Now that we have Spider-Man out the door, we're looking down in 2019 to games like Dreams and Days Gone, but we wouldn't have enough to bring people all together in some location in North America to have that event. We don't want to set expectations really high and then not deliver on it.
Do you think they saw what BlizzCon?
Oh, maybe.
I was
and they were like,
wondering.
Let's just not.
And maybe honestly, even the reaction of the E3 show last year, where it was just
it was really short.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's the thing that I'm thinking of, right? Is that like
That was a bad
last
show.
year they were quiet. Like last year they were like barely showing anything.
Yeah.
That's true.
This year comes around and they're still talking about the same games from last year, which they
Yeah.
talked about the year before last year as well. And it's like they still haven't released some of these games, which is fine. Games take a while to make, but they haven't announced anything new in like 2 years
Ghost
now.
of Tsushima.
So there's like
Tsushima.
yeah, so everyone's like freaking out like, oh, are they gonna announce PlayStation 5 next year or something like that? Maybe, but like I wonder if they've just like
that's the thing is like maybe
like maybe they do, maybe they are. They totally could be, but like, what if it's just also that they are out of things? Like they
Guys,
do
we're
not
out of
have
ideas.
or
current gen like stuff in the works.
Last year, the only game you could play on the show floor was, besides like a ton of VR titles, was
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. That was it.
Yeah.
And
There was, like-
again-
I'm sorry, and Call of Duty, but that doesn't really count.
or again,
That's
it
whatever.
could be the again like I doubt that that would be enough to necessarily scare everyone away, but like maybe they are looking at the backlash that Blizzard got from BlizzCon.
Yeah.
And the number one rumor out there is PS5, and they're not
Right.
going to be ready to show anything by E3 about
I mean,
this new hardware.
Similar to Blizzard, I think they've given an interview saying like PS5 is not.
And which,
Gonna-
but
not
like,
next year or
as
something
again, like
Yeah.
that showed people either don't listen or don't want to believe,
Mhm.
or
Yeah, I
they
almost wonder
or
if they're
they
gonna have the
that
same
news does
issue.
not reach
Or
them.
next E3 comes out and they're like, "Oh, we'll be here this year." Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And then they don't announce the PlayStation.
And then they
5,
don't announce
and people
PlayStation
go,
5,
Yeah.
and people are like, yeah, Blizzard. And they're still mad at Blizzard.
still mad.
They're still
Yeah.
mad at
Blizzard's fault every time.
Fucking
Why is Diablo
Sony.
4 coming out on this?
Sony's abandoned the core gamers. They're not giving us the new hardware that they want.
It's gone. More like I'm gone. Ah.
Dreams.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of
dreamed
this stuff was
of
already.
PlayStation 5 to come out, and you shattered those dreams.
But it's just a Ghost of Tsushima now.
I wouldn't be surprised if
How
most of
shitty
these
they
decisions
sound.
were in place,
Shitty
but I
people.
wouldn't be surprised if like stuff like BlizzCon, it like kind of they were like, okay, we should maybe tell people then that we're not going to be here or what have you.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So.
mean, it's going to be very interesting because, again, like, to just have... I mean, clearly, obviously, other developers that have, shows at E3 will have games that come out on the PlayStation 4 platform, of course.
Right,
of course.
right.
But, like, this is essentially saying that you're going to have no exclusives to show at
Yes,
Yeah.
and
E3.
Which is
they
funny
haven't
because
had much.
there's-
They haven't had much to show for a while.
And
Is
that's been
I
like
think my point.
Yeah.
For a while. It's kind of weird that they're like, okay.
Yeah, before last year, I'd say it was, but like last year's, like here's 4 games you've already heard announced, and we're gonna just show them.
I mean,
off
I
Right,
guess-
again.
right.
Yeah, everybody
And they're
knew
skipping- and
obviously
they're
Last of
skipping-
Us, Ghost of Tsushima.
And they're skipping the PlayStation Expo this year, which has been a big thing for them.
Mhm.
They're not doing that.
hmm
I guess maybe they're gonna
I
have that
I
event next year, and that's like their big
I
watershed
get
event.
maybe or TGS or Gamescom
right.
because like they've switched to announcing more and more things at Gamescom. Remember how like
True.
there was that report earlier about how internally within Sony Europe wanted more
yes.
announcements and wanted
Yes.
more big things. So the E3 was played down so that they could pull more things there. Which apparently, from what I've been reading, Japan and Europe have always been Sony's more dedicated fan bases
Mhm.
there.
Xbox doesn't even penetrate over in Japan at all. I know that.
No,
Yeah.
and Europe is not like a 1-to-1, but like Sony does better in Europe than Xbox does overall. So Nintendo North America used to be the thing of like it has the majority of people who buy consoles in it, but I think even now like with just the way the world is shifting and markets are shifting that like they could probably not even need to be as heavy in the North American market as they
Right.
used to.
Yeah.
I think the possibility is that they are all their studios that finish shipping games are now working on next gen games. But similarly, like you guys are saying, those probably will not be done in time for E3, like, or not even be done, but not even be showable in
Right.
time for E3.
Wouldn't even have
kind
a
of thing.
teaser
They're like
ready.
starting up production on those
Yeah.
bigger games.
That's probably true. I mean, there's a lot of. I feel like there's a lot of Sony either timed exclusives or exclusives that came out like more last few years, and now it's like those. Have
Yeah,
come and
Nintendo has
gone.
the same problem of like they had all their big ones the year the Switch came out with
Right.
Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey.
No, yeah, Pokemon
like-
Let's Go and Smash Bros. I guess, but like
Smash
Yeah.
Brothers, which are
Smash
pretty
Bros.
big.
is a
It's
big
pretty
one.
big.
But like they got
Compared to a new-
destroyed for just showing only Smash
I know.
Brothers.
Go compare. It's
Yeah.
hard to follow up freaking a new Zelda game and Mario, like a new Mario.
In the
Yeah.
same year,
Yeah.
within 6 months of each
And
other.
I mean,
it was
if
crazy.
any property is that level, it would have been Smash. But the again, people I think just really got on them for doing essentially what was it, like 20 minutes of just Smash
it was
Smash.
it was a
Yeah.
lot of
a
Smash.
lot of
All they've been
Smash.
showing is Smash.
I like Smash, and I was like, wow, this is a lot of Smash.
There
And
are
this,
other games. There are other games besides Smash.
Mario Tennis Aces.
You need
I think?
other games to
Mario
make
Tennis
Smash.
Aces. Ices. I don't know why I said
Nice.
Ices. Ices.
we never played that at Evo. I'm gonna bring that down when we come
Mario.
down for.
Too many games, but
We're just gonna end up playing like just one game that everybody's
Yeah.
into.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
All right, enough of that. Let's go on to the next. Let's talk about what's going on with the Telltale games.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Okay,
I
so
thought
according-
this sad story had come to an end.
I thought so
No.
too.
Sad
I mean,
continues.
it's
It's kind of an inevitable thing.
this is just kind of like the
Yeah.
epilogue now. Okay, apparently a liquidation of the company is underway, but one of the more like noticeable things is that several Telltale games are actually being delisted now off of Steam. Polygon reports Jurassic Park,
Mhm.
Back to the Future, and the Monkey Island series are no longer available.
all their
for
earliest
Steam.
ones.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
the earliest
the stuff
ones
before
are.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah. So
But no, actually, but not even their earliest, because Sam Max was their earliest
yeah.
one.
Right.
But kind of
But,
that transition period between like.
But
we're gonna
definitely,
Yeah.
the Back to the Future and Jurassic Park especially were like right before Walking Dead.
T-Rex.
Yeah. No, the
That game
the
was bad though.
dinosaurs in that game look great. The game apparently was bad.
Yeah.
Do you think? Well, the other two. I was gonna say, yeah, somebody called THQ Nordic. I know, right? They're apparently buying everybody.
Pick it up.
Yeah, that's the thing is like Jurassic Park and Back to the Future. I imagine they were very limited licensing deals.
Yeah.
But like the Monkey
Right.
Island series, that's a pretty venerable series, and I feel like that would potentially get interest from some developer, maybe.
Double Fly.
But I mean,
Maybe
who would?
Yeah,
THQ
Yeah.
Nordic.
And also, like, they didn't own the license for that. I don't think they just.
True.
Yeah, I
They
guess
just
you're right.
license it.
Well, I mean, Lucasfilm doesn't exist anymore. That was a
But
Lucasfilm
Disney, but
property.
Disney has
Disney
it.
owns
Oh,
that property
Disney.
now. Like Disney bought LucasArts.
Yeah.
They dissolved it, but
Monkey
it's
Island movie.
Oh yeah. there
They're
you go.
talking about just being done with the Pirates of the Caribbean movies or rebooting them.
No,
do Monkey.
Wait, they're gonna
Island.
reboot them? What?
Yeah.
the time of being done with them. Those have been done for like 6 movies.
No,
Yeah.
And
they just had a movie last year.
they're
I
done.
know, but
no,
they're
done,
done.
Ricardo.
No, I understand that,
Also,
but I'm
movies are
saying
really bad.
I never saw it.
They've
I
all been
didn't
bad
bother.
since the very first one. They've all been bad.
I like
You mean-
Jurassic World.
Oh,
No, we're talking
Oh,
about.
Wait.
talking about
what?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
dude.
it's a Pirates of the Caribbean.
The thing is like that you could have mixed the two up very easily.
I never saw Jurassic World 2.
It's bad.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah, the new Pirates movies are.
Jurassic World 1 was okay.
I
Is
like
my
it.
hot
Fine.
is my hot take.
It's a fun.
It-
movie. It's a fun movie.
I don't like is a strong word. I thought it was
I like
fine.
it a lot. It's
It was
a fun movie to
I
me.
enjoyed
Very
it. I
watched it
nostalgic.
again, I still
Very
liked it.
nostalgic, fun romp.
I didn't fall asleep while watching it. That's
I put on
my
Love
that's
of
my
Life as well.
praise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I know what Goosebumps a little bit higher, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I enjoyed Goosebumps more, but I went in with
Maybe a
much
little bit.
lower expectations.
Yeah, that might be true.
get away from that T-Rex.
Hannah! Ex Machina monster's gonna show up.
Get away from that lake. Hannah.
It's hungry.
Good Jack Blacks all around.
Anyway,
Excellent, Jack.
I realized, so I just looked up. I only have the Back to the Future game, and I'm like, should I get these other ones, or should I just be like, I don't know. I kind of was interested in the Monkey Island series. So
Well,
maybe
they're
I have that.
gone.
You can download that,
they're
Ethan.
no longer available.
You can. I have it.
They're no longer with us.
I think I have those.
They
I'm
are
pretty sure.
deceased.
didn't
I have
see
Back.
it.
I have Back to the
games
Future.
are no more. They have.
Yeah, I
ceased.
have the Monkey Island Tales. Monkey Island 5. That's 135.
Oh yeah.
No, that's the old school one.
Oh shit. You're right.
Ew,
It's-
gross.
Yeah, developed LucasArts developed. Dog.
No,
Is it the Curse of Monkey Island? That's very confusing. So many
Maybe?
Monkey Islands.
no. The Tales of Monkey Island is a
Oh,
Telltale
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
It's gone.
Oh, that's
it's
it, yeah.
gone.
But I have it. I own it, so you should be able to play it.
I don't see it on there.
Well, anyways.
Anyway,
Anyway,
whatever. I
Says-
have Monkey Island 1, 2, and that the Telltale.
It is sad.
It's very
story.
sad. I wish that.
This may very well be the last time we talk about it, but
Yeah.
I have a feeling probably not.
you know,
Well, I mean, I got a feeling
Well, yeah,
someone's
you
gonna
know
buy.
what,
Someone's
that-
gonna
that-
buy whatever
well,
whatever
and
they
that,
did
that,
have, and
that lawsuit is still ongoing, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hopefully
sure
they
The
get
we'll-
problem
money
is
out
that
of
it's
that.
hard to sue. It's hard to sue a liquidated company.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's hard to catch
You-
liquid.
The other thing that's kind of a problem is that the other thing that's kind of a problem is that unlike a lot of game companies where it's like, oh, someone will buy up all their licenses and all their properties and put them back on Steam or make a new thing with them. It's like Telltale didn't have any of its own properties. All
Right.
it had was an engine that was severely outdated. So like I'm not sure we're gonna see any of the Telltale stuff again. Like I got a feeling that might be gone forever because it's licensed stuff, so no one can own it. No one can buy Telltale.
Yeah.
As a company is gonna be able to own that stuff. And then two, their engine was very old and only really good for making those kind of games. Exactly. So
Nobody wanted it. Probably.
I don't think anyone will want it.
Yeah, probably
I mean,
not.
I'd love to be wrong, but I just don't see this being I don't see this being like what's the Hitman developer's name?
IO?
IO.
I
I don't see this being an IO situation. We buy our own property back and we're gonna keep making it. It's like
Right.
yeah, it's like no, it's
These
like
are a little more
there's nothing
complicated.
to buy with a sale is
Yeah.
shame.
Man.
Speaking of a
article-
shame,
Reading that article,
If you can still buy on Steam, I don't
think you can.
I don't want to support giving money to Telltale at this point, but if you can find some way to get Tales from the Borderlands, that is the game I think that is most worth
Yeah.
playing
I agree.
from Telltale at this
still
point.
that was very good.
I have that game on PS4 that I just have never played.
It's
So
it was
good.
free on one of the game. It
Yeah,
was
it was
only
free.
on one of the
Oh, yeah.
PS Plus.
on the PS Plus.
If you have some way of getting it, if you had PS Plus back then, you downloaded it, great. If you
Weirdly
if
the
you
best
get it-
Telltale game.
It's
Yeah.
probably one of the best.
I would say it was the best.
Yeah, I like Wolf Among Us quite a lot, but I don't think it's better. And I like
I like the
Walking
World
Dead
of Wolf
1.
Among Us, but I realized I could get that anywhere. At the,
Yeah,
you know,
Walking
Yeah.
Dead 1. Walking Dead 1 was kind of like one of those things where it's like if I played it now, it's not as good. But,
Yeah,
but
at the
back then,
time.
it was a thing that kind of.
And
Yeah,
then they took Borderlands and made it good.
Reading that article
Yes, they did.
reminded
It's
me
true.
that they had announced that the Wolf Among Us 2 was
Yeah, that was
in the
announced.
works,
Yep.
and
Yep.
So sad.
Yep.
So sad. Anyway,
Sucks. Speaking of sad,
let's talk about
Wait, why is it sad?
Five Nights
because
at
we're
Freddy's.
still
Oh,
talking about this.
Sorry, I skipped to the next story.
So,
accidentally.
let's call him eccentric creator and developer.
That's putting it lightly, yeah.
Of Five Nights at Freddy's, Scott Cawthon.
Yeah.
He's back in the news here. If you remember, ages ago, there
Nope.
was a Five Nights at Freddy's movie being licensed out, and actually just according to this Polygon article earlier this year, they had a director, Chris Columbus, who directed Mrs. Doubtfire and Harry Potter.
That's
and
who
the
I
Sorcerer's
want
Stone.
directing my Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Was
Alone.
was attached to direct.
He
Well,
was gonna do it.
Yeah,
he was gonna do
right?
it.
Still is.
Yeah.
He's still gonna do it. Apparently,
Was it just gonna be a flat shot of Freddy standing still, and then like cut to a flat shot of other character from the Five Nights at Freddy's universe standing still, and they're just be talking. And then
there's gonna be
Good
the Freddy, and then on the back of his head is gonna be like Golden Freddy, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, what's going on here? I'm CGI." But according to this article, there's been a bit of delay in the film now, as Scott Cawthon has scrapped the original script himself.
Yeah, here's a quote. I had a
Yeah.
script written. Jason Blum liked it, and Chris Columbus liked it too, but I tossed it. I had a different idea for it, one that I like better. I take responsibility for this delay. It's my fault.
Man, that's
Guys,
a quote.
I got the feeling this is not the first time I had this feeling either, but I got a feeling the guy who made Five Nights at Freddy's is not
All there.
lucked into his success
You
more
think?
than the genius his way into it.
Maybe a little bit. He also
He looked into it, and then he's been milking the cow dry ever since.
He also goes on to state, I'm sticking to what I've said earlier. What I've always said. Either the right movie gets made or no movie gets made. I hate delaying a project that's already seen so many delays, but I have to go with my instincts on what I think will be exciting and interesting, and what I think the fan base will really want to see. If that means that I have to start over 10 more times, then that's what I'm going to do.
That's not how it's gonna. It's not
Each
gonna work.
attempt gets better and better, in my opinion. So despite the delays, it's going in the right direction. So I'm sure that's what the studio would love to
I'm
hear.
sure Hollywood will totally be fine with that.
Yeah.
He
Just scrap the movie.
He also goes on to talk about that there is a big budget, in his words, quote, AAA title
Some AR
based
and
on the
VR games as well.
based on the series, and some console ports as well.
Oh, there you go.
So if you
Guys.
thought we were done with Five
By
Nights
the
at
time-
Freddy's, he's not done with you yet.
If this
Man.
movie comes out, by the time it does come out, it will be so irrelevant. It's like a Slender Man movie. that
Yeah.
came
Yeah,
out. It's like
I know,
wow,
right?
good timely. Like like real on the ball there. Like hot topic.
Oh yeah, it's at.
To be
it's
honest, though, like
you can't get a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's stuff at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Also, to be fair, honestly though, like the idea of like a haunted, like Chuck E. Cheese type style animatronic stuff, like that's not really a movie that's been done before.
Not
so,
since Child's Play have we seen a thing of
Well, but he was-
Child's Play
creepy
came out a long
animatronic.
time ago, so
Yeah, they haven't been
Exactly.
making them since. They're just that one movie. It's the one movie actually.
But this is like Chuck E. Cheese.
yeah, it's like
dog.
Chuck E. Cheese, like giant animatronics. It's a lot different. I don't know.
It's like that one episode of The Simpsons where they go to Itchy and Scratchy Land, and then the animatronics go crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know the ride.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. What's up?
You know the ride breaks down. The pirates don't eat the passengers.
Nice. Good quote.
This is just the
I just wanted
Ethan
Jurassic Park.
referencing Jurassic
I
Park.
just want Jurassic Park.
He wants to prove that he's in fact seen Jurassic Park.
All right, the next
Yeah,
one I put in last minute.
Wait,
Oh,
I just gotta say,
Yes.
Five Nights at Freddy's never good. That's it. No, that's
First one's
that's my
fine.
hot take. Boom.
I think the first one. I think the first one was good, in its and it was in that it was like a big
the
surprise.
second one.
And
in
then
its
the two-
simplicity.
And then the two. What the fuck?
The
The
two. Yeah,
second-
there was
the
three.
two,
There was like three in one
and
year.
then the two, and then the second one was like, oh man, this is just like the first one, but like harder, and therefore it's scarier because it's just like there's so many fail states.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah,
after that, it
but
was
not
just
kind of
good.
like,
lost its way.
and then the
The
fourth was just
one,
like,
remember
who
the
even
online
played
one
that
was
one?
online? Remember the online one that was online for
Last
like
one I heard
10
was pretty
seconds
good,
in early
though,
access.
Which was the one where you can kind of make your own like little custom scenarios. We have like 50 different like.
See, I don't.
Place
Is
to
that the
spin.
sister location? I don't fucking know anymore.
I
There
don't
were
know.
so many
I lost
after.
track.
You can tell that no one's talking about them, that they're really good. No one mentions them, and they're never heard from.
And I totally don't see Five Nights at Freddy's merch discounted all the time at
Yeah.
every store I walk by.
Everyone's about that Fortnite now, man. No one cares about that Five Nights at Freddy's.
Mm,
Can you,
Five-
true.
can you get a dance or
The-
dab?
The new
Fortnite
the new
Cross.
F game has come out. There's
Is
this
Freddy Fazbear gonna
Little Wave
floss?
one.
Freddy Flossburger.
Freddy Fazbear.
Would you call him Fasper?
Flosper. I said Flossbear.
Not you, him.
His name is Freddy Fazbear.
So he's Freddy
Oh,
Fazbear.
Fazbear.
That's
This
his-
is like Fastbender, like.
Freddy Fazbear.
I was like,
Fred, yes, Freddy Fazbear. He's just
Moving on.
He was great as Magneto.
So I put this in there just to kind of. I watched for some reason. I watched a lot of the Xbox. What is this thing even called?
XO18. It's called XO18.
XO18.
That's
right
not
there.
me.
It's
That's
just
how
a
we
weird thing. Like that can't be the real name. Like looking at
Well,
it.
That can't be
the funny
real.
thing is
It's a
that
bunch
so I heard on the Bombcast that it was called like the O is like in there superfluously now because it is
Xbox
because
One.
well no, because before
Well,
when it
one.
was when it was in the tens when we were in the O like we were in the aughts not in the tens.
Mhm.
It was Xbox it was X07, X08. It was 2008. It was 2009. X09. And then they got and they're just like and then everyone started calling it XO, and so they just so then they're just like, well, I guess now that O is stuck in the name no matter.
Xbox One starts with an O, right?
Oh.
Xbox Zero, the new Xbox is gonna be all called Xbox Zero. it's
We've
a
gone
clue.
backwards.
Just a void.
It's just-
Anyway,
Xbox null set is that
Exactly.
what that is.
Null sex.
so it was an all right
Talking
show.
about me here.
I watched it.
We ain't talking about Garrus. We finished talking about Garrus.
Oh,
I watched part of it.
Garrus
and,
is not null
it
sex.
was an
Fucks
all
all
right
the
presentation they had. They're really hyping up that Game Pass and like we're gonna reveal
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
the
Plays
next
by Game Pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like okay, they got PUBG on there, they got Hellblade on there now. They're gonna and a couple games, including Sweary's game, The Good Life,
yeah.
is getting on there, which it made me
Ooh.
feel good in my heart a little bit. I'm like, oh, maybe people will play this.
oh
game.
my heart.
Please play this
Please
game.
play this
Yeah.
game. Oh, it's probably gonna be good. It's just great because like the commentators obviously didn't know who Swery was. Like, that's a crazy idea. Like people encouraged the cats and dogs. Whoa, at night? Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dog, it's
Like you
sweary.
haven't played shit.
Speaking of which, they just announced PUBG on PS4 also.
Yes, they did.
Big old sales
Oh.
for the Xbox One and One X and One S. Both of them will be discounted by $100 during Black Friday, I think.
Fuck.
Are you talking about Xbox stuff? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the whole thing is about Xbox stuff.
Well,
Like,
we're
this
talking
is all
about
announced.
Fortnite.
They also have
but-
like actually like
PUBG.
really crazy deals on Xbox like video games right now. Like their deals are actually pretty.
Yeah,
cheap.
they're
like,
good.
I was like, oh man, Assassin's Creed
Forza-
Origins
Forza-
for like $20.
Hey.
Like that's pretty good. Black Ops for
Forza-
like $40.
It's great to be
Forza-
the underdog.
Forza 7.
It's great for consumers when you're the underdog, when you're
It truly
supporting the
is.
underdog.
It truly
Yeah,
is.
that's true.
Forza Horizon 4 is 35% off. Forza 7 is 50% off. Sea of
Wow.
Thieves is 50% off.
Wow.
Yeah, there are some.
Those are all very
There are
good.
some legit like, oh wow. I was like, I saw Battlefront 2 and I was like, I might buy that. It's like $10. I don't know. I want to see what that game is. So
I might play it
I-
once.
I might throw it in there.
On Xbox.
Yeah.
See that Janina Gavin car
Yeah.
graphics?
Exactly. So then, anyway, they talked about Crackdown 3 as a release date mid-February 2019. So that's like tomorrow.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's like tomorrow.
yeah, it's like tomorrow.
That's just like tomorrow.
All the Final Fantasy 13s, which is a weird thing to say. The trilogy of Final Fantasy 13 is
you
coming
know,
to Xbox One.
everyone's favorite.
Compatibility, yeah. The new Sea of Thieves mode was announced, which is like a
PvP.
PvP battle royale type thing.
Yeah.
Yar PvP.
That sounds like it could be pretty interesting. Wouldn't mind
Isn't the
jumping
whole
in.
game kind of like PvP? Cause
Yeah, but
everybody's
it's like-
fucking
Well,
with
we
Well,
don't talk
it is.
about
It's like open. It's open alliances. It's just like a Subnautica or diplomacy of just like, hey, let's be friends. Okay, we're friends now. There's nothing in the game that cements you. Until they recently just announced. They recently just made a like alliance system that you could.
Yeah.
That
Yes,
you can,
you can, like,
join,
fly
but,
flag.
Those are
uh,
very loose alliances. You can bring
yes,
them
they
in.
are. Yes, you can.
And then they announced mouse and keyboard support's coming. I think it should be out now, actually, or pretty
starting
soon.
with Fortnite and Warframe.
Yeah, which is funny because immediately the Fortnite developers came and they're like, "Hey, just so you know, we're gonna if you have a mouse and keyboard, we're gonna match you with mouse and keyboard players. Bye." It's like, all right,
All right,
that's fair.
later.
I wonder how it's gonna be for PUBG though.
Yeah.
The other big thing was probably the fact that Microsoft acquired, talked about 2 studios they acquired, which is Obsidian.
That's
It-
crazy.
That's big.
It's big. And In Exile, who did like Wasteland and stuff like that, which is funny because they're both kind of like cut from the same PC old school.
Yeah. I think
PC RPG
I think
games.
I think Microsoft is moving big into PC space.
Yeah.
They've kind of hinted at that in the past.
They've announced that they are definitely going to work on making the store better because the Microsoft store is not great.
Microsoft
right now.
store is garbage. It sucks
It's
so
bad.
It's
much.
pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I've never had a problem with it, but it's just the interface is not good. So they're gonna work on like trying to get like Xbox Game Pass to be like have more stuff on PC because right now the only thing you can play on PC is anything that's anywhere. So anything that you buy one place and buy the other place, those are on PC. That's it. Like there's no like custom games that are for it or anything like that.
Right.
So this is a big get for them. I also think it's funny that they're both like in Orange County, which is funny. I think it's like
Oh, are they really? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
In Exile is in Newport
that. I
and
didn't know
Obsidian, I
that
believe, is in
Exile.
Irvine.
Half
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
Irvine.
didn't know that.
Now only Blizzard is the only independent Orange County game.
No, it's owned by Activision. It's
I know.
not independent at all.
No,
Independent.
independent.
I guess it is Activision Blizzards. They're merged, not solo, but they're not
But really.
swallowed. But
Let's be honest.
Yeah. What
Why
else? They
didn't I
announced it.
put that
They announced a
trailer
couple. Yeah, why didn't we put this trailer? It's they announced a couple indie games, including one from like a BioShock director called Void Bastards, which looks like a first-person FTL type game. That's
Huh.
really cool art style going for it.
Fuck, why didn't we put this on
I
trailer?
know this looks really cool.
What
Where's
do we
this game? I don't
do?
see this in this list of things.
If you scroll into the
it's
list, if you
called
go to
Void
Void
Bastards.
Bastards, it has a nice ring to it.
Wait, the director of Bioshock, as in Ken
One of the
Levine?
creators. No, it's not him.
No.
I didn't think so.
Um,
He's still doing nothing.
He's still doing whatever he's doing with
He's
his
doing like
videos
some
and
small
stuff.
studio with like 5 people and like writing a movie or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, something
Oh, yeah,
like
it's a
that.
good look.
It
Yeah,
does
it's
have a
also
very
a
nice
look.
style to it. I like it a lot.
Dude, that looks cool.
Yeah, they're announcing
It does
that.
look cool.
What else we got here?
Oh, it's a strategy game. They lost me.
They had a new Just Cause 4 trailer, then the Xbox discounts that Matt was talking about.
More
and
Devil May
that's
Cry stuff. Bang bang, pull your devil trigger.
They're like, here's a training mode, and it's like, that's cool. And then it's funny because they had him like sitting there, and one of the guys from Xbox, I guess, sitting there in Japan, is like, you know what I love about Japanese game developers? They really have a lot of attention to detail. I'm like, okay. Is that
Cool.
that
Yeah,
setting
he was
up
talking
something?
about how like if you equip the Mega Man gun, he jumps like Mega Man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm like,
Ah,
whoa,
that's cool.
Crazy.
that's cool.
It's like, boy, I bet those Red Dead developers probably feel really bad now that you said that. But
Only
anyway,
Japanese people have detailed
they're
eyes.
really good at details. Like, okay, that's a weird thing to say, but all right. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was kind of a ho hum event. Like they didn't announce too. Like,
Right.
Literally, Void Bastards was the only thing new that they announced. Everything else was like, hey, this is coming.
Updates for things. Things
Yeah.
are already
It's like,
yeah, things that are on.
Yeah, I'll
It's like
play
updates.
Hellblade. I wanted to play that, but never got around to it. But now that it's free, I'll play it. Like stuff. It's like it's neat.
I still want to play Hellblade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to play that too. That seems like a cool game,
hmm
and it's also pretty short from what I hear as well,
Yeah.
which is
Thank
nice.
goodness. Thank goodness.
Crackdown 3 gets a date, a release date.
Finally. Oh, it's
I
like,
mean,
was it an actual
again-
date or was it like
Man, that
mid-
game- that
February?
game-
Early
They showed the
February.
power of the cloud again, though, which was funny. It came back and was like, in multiplayer, with the cloud interface, we could have
That-
way more destruction. They brought it back. And I'm like, oh, I thought that was gone. Like, I straight up
That-
thought that was gone.
That game, I bet that game's not gonna be good.
I don't
They
think
have
it's
not. They have not talked like didn't even in this wasn't it on screen for
sorry,
like
Terry
all of
Crews, I don't
all of a
think that
minute?
game's gonna be
Wasn't
good.
It was
wasn't it?
on screen a bit. It wasn't.
It was like it's like hey it's Crackdown. Okay, bye. Like we're done now.
I don't know. It wasn't that bad. It was on screen as much as any other.
Also,
game.
they say February 2019.
Sure.
Give us a fucking date. Like, give
It's,
us a
it's
know.
date.
February 15th.
Oh, okay, February 15th.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It says in the article,
Okay.
so
All right. This
Yeah,
time
so we'll
for
see.
sure. This
totally
time
won't get pushed
for
back to
sure.
March.
Yeah.
Next
So-
time for sure.
So that is XO18.
Mhm.
Moving on to the
Hugs
other
and
cultural
kisses.
touchstone of video games in the end.
Jeff
towards the end of the year.
Keighley.
Jeff Keighley.
Guys, could the Game Awards get more irrelevant? than they've been.
I mean, it looks like they
Hey,
tried this
fuck
year.
the Oscars.
Yeah, I just
I like the Game Awards.
I've always felt like the Game Awards are
No,
trying way too hard.
I thought initially they were very try-hardy, and I think they've progressively
They're
gotten better.
They're still in that kind of try-hardy.
I still think, I guess they haven't never got. I guess to me, they have not gotten out of the
But to
like
be
they've
fair,
better. Yes,
even
out.
even like the Oscars and the Emmys are still like.
Oh yeah, they're bad.
I think
like,
they suck too.
Yeah.
Yeah, award shows kind of suck, and
Yeah.
I think that like when you have. Listen, here's my main thing. When Detroit Become Human is on the options for best narrative, I think there's a problem with your
messed
industry
up.
or a problem
I will
with whoever
say,
is picking these.
I do support the actor like Connor getting a nomination for best voice
Performance?
acting. Yeah, best
These-
performance.
That guy
Sure.
is
So-
from what I followed, that guy is like super hyped that he was in that game. Like very
These
very hyped
are
that he was
also
in that
done
game.
That's
not
pretty
by
good.
the people. These are done by like press, which is a very
Yes, they're not my
interesting
press,
thing.
which is
I think they would do
again
better.
no games press.
I think they would do better than like the internal like industry maybe in some ways. And plus, they also have their own awards.
I honestly, I mean, that's what the Dice
And I
Awards
mean,
are
the thing
for.
too
That's
is
what
that
the
this
Dice
is-
Awards are for internal stuff,
the
and I
thing
honestly
too
think I would rather
is
have
that this is like as much as we
The people.
look at as much as we look at Detroit Become Human and say this, then see through the stupid transparency of David Cage and like the and
It's
how,
not
like,
an
the thing or whatever,
allegory.
and all this and all this shit. There are plenty of people out there that played Detroit Become Human, and one, think it's a great narrative, and two, were very much like affected by that game and think that it's great. Like,
Was it
there's
white
no
people?
accounting.
I don't think that's true. I think
That is totally true, man.
the people
It's
who
totally
are the
true.
people who are into that game, the diehard fans of that game have created their own headcanon where like Connor is gay with another character. That's the people who are still in that
True.
game. Like,
But that
like,
game
I don't
needs
think that
some
game-
narrative to happen. So I don't know.
but those aren't people that think the game is like good. Like I don't think there's like a big hardcore like.
It's big enough to be on
Detroit-
this thing.
I guess that's what I mean. That shows that games criticism is a long way to go. Like, say what you want about the Oscars, I think they are really stupid, but at least the stuff that tends to be at the very least nominated is like interesting
We can all
films
agree
that
with
just
it.
like there's a lot of awesome again
Gesundheit.
again the Oscars are bullshit, and the stuff
Also-
that wins is usually bullshit.
Matt's very passionate about award shows.
No, I'm not. I think they're all dumb.
When I watched Crash, I actually liked it.
Oh shit!
Crash is so bad.
I've
dude.
never seen Crash.
I was very
Trash.
young when I saw it.
Well, that's
Okay.
Oh,
fine.
well,
It was
that's
literally
fair.
on at when it
Yeah,
was released.
everybody's racist if you think about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's racist.
Anyway, look. Okay, so
Black people are racist if you think about it. They don't like white people. That's racist.
let's talk
Listen,
about what we got.
just-
Let's talk
I
about
just
some
say like
nominees.
you look at the game of the year list and it's the most generic game.
I
Of,
can't-
like
I don't know.
Except
other
for-
than
except for
Other than
Celeste.
Celeste.
I
Yeah.
looked at that and I was like, what do we pick besides that? I was starting to think about our own game of the year list. And I'm like,
Return of Oprah Din.
Yeah, like there's like
Okay, there's
way
one.
more games. Where's our list?
You got
We don't even
one.
have-
Mine's on there.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, Monster Hunter World's on it. Oh,
Fuck.
okay, it's on there.
Fuck yeah.
Like
Monster Hunter World, I think legit. Yeah, that's
Like
that's
God
that's
of
a game of the year
War,
for sure. Like an
Red Dead
option.
Redemption 2, Monster Hunter, sure. But like then you get Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Assassin's Creed
Like
Odyssey's
that-
pretty good, honestly.
That
That's-
one's a little bit
Assassin's
just
Creed
because
is
of
the
what,
most generic open world game.
Yeah.
I've
like-
been playing it actually quite a lot recently. I didn't put it on the list because I didn't decide because there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. But like,
Yeah, there's
I've
not a
actually been really enjoying that game like a lot. I stopped
Yeah,
playing Red Dead
yeah.
Redemption to play it.
It really ends up once you get like 15 hours in.
Yeah,
When you have
that's all these games beyond. Well, not all these games, but at least Red Dead Redemption 2 and.
I mean,
Well, yeah.
Monster Hunter definitely gets.
You have
better
games
than
like
Red
you have
Dead
games like BattleTech. You have games like Dead Cells that came out this year.
Battletech is so niche. Like, I don't think anyone would.
But that's the
Yeah,
point.
too,
Like,
that's
but,
the thing,
but,
though,
like,
is
but the
like-
point is, are we picking popular game? Then yeah, fine.
Forza
I
Horizon
guess
4
most
isn't on
sold
there?
game. Then yeah, all these games are. But like, it should just be like best game of the year. I think this should be best game of the year. Like that's the one thing I'll say about the Oscars is like, at least they're not selling like movie that sold the most tickets. Like,
They
there's
also have
no
Celeste on here as well,
box
Yeah.
office
which I don't even
drop.
think is that good of a
Like-
game,
like,
to be
I think
honest. Like, I think there are much better indie games that would come out.
I actually didn't play Celeste.
I
but-
didn't play Celeste, so I can't speak
I
to it.
did not
but,
like it as much as I was hoping to. Like, that game is
Yeah, I mean, like-
Like, I think
I
you have an
think that's
argument with
to
Dead
each their own.
Cells.
For
I would rather put Dead Cells
But
on
at the same
Celeste.
time,
Yeah,
like this is supposed, but like
When
much
a
like
game-
much like the Oscars, it is supposed to like represent like the climate and the the feelings of the current industry that's out there. And
I
so
feel like
like
it just shows the industry's immaturity when it comes
Obra
to
Dinn honestly
critique.
came out too late before all the votes came
yeah,
in.
it is
Like,
true. Like
honestly.
Obra Dinn.
maybe-
Red Dead Redemption though. Like came
Yeah,
out.
may-
Red Dead Redemption must have been voted for before it possibly came out. This must have been selected before the game was out.
Return
Like,
of Obra Dinn also got nominated for Best Art Direction.
yeah,
so-
it's like other games that are late on this are on this list. So.
Anyway.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. I looked at that list and I'm fine with it. Again, the only other thing I would
Just
say
so
is
generic.
maybe
It's just-
instead of Celeste, Dead Cells.
Yeah, I would.
I wouldn't
probably
put
say so, too.
Odyssey on there.
I
in all
just think
honesty.
that like best games or games for impact is such a
I also don't know
Okay,
what
well,
that
let's
means.
go down the list.
Category,
So best,
like-
on,
Comments on it, 'cause
best
I haven't seen any of
ongoing
this.
game.
Wait till we get to the
Which I
esports.
guess-
All right, well,
Yeah.
we already went through Game of the Year, so best
Yeah.
ongoing game.
So best ongoing game, I guess, is games that are continually updated
Yeah.
or more of like a platform.
Yeah.
So there's Destiny 2,
Yeah. All right.
Fortnite,
Okay.
Jeez, I
No
wonder
Man's
which one's gonna
Sky,
win.
Overwatch, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Those are some that's an interesting
Yeah.
mix of
Yeah.
games.
PUBG
ones
definitely
all,
didn't get
ones I'll
on
say
there.
are all those all fit in that category for sure.
No Man's Sky is interesting, but like I think
think
that
they did
they've
that
done
ton,
a lot
yeah.
too.
It is kind of weird that
Alright,
that's
okay.
technically an ongoing game when it's just like, oh, we just released expansions, but it's like I don't know. I
No,
feel
but
like
but even before the expansions, they were patching that
I
thing
know,
regularly.
but like I
Yeah.
feel like all these games are very online. I guess No Man's Sky just came online, but like it just seems like it doesn't
Yeah.
fit as well as these other like oh.
It's
we're gonna
kind of
have-
a
it's
little
probably not gonna
odd
win.
out,
If it
yeah.
wins, that would be crazy. But
Yeah.
I think that it deserves to be on that
That's
nomination.
fair. I'm not opposed. To it. I just think it's out and out.
Yeah.
Okay, best
Um,
game direction.
This is so vague.
Okay,
Was that
so
it?
I
we
don't know
got-
what that means.
We
Oh,
got. I
It's
guess,
certainly not
like-
a Way Out. Why is a Way Out even on there? Way Out was terrible. Like,
Oh, I
like
don't know.
I guess it was
never played it.
cinematic, but
I watched enough of that
I
game
never
to
played it, so I don't know.
voice acting
Detroit
was mostly
Become
all the-
Human.
Detroit Become Human. Why was that best game direction? Is it best game direction for being a
It had
terrible
great- it had
studio?
great
That like
cinematics.
that
I
is getting
guess
sued
yeah, that's the
by
thing. Like this is.
like what's the direction on that?
I guess
Like,
this is like this is more like this is the
Cinematic?
most cinematic like.
yeah,
like,
that would make
territory.
sense.
Yeah,
Sure,
g-
okay.
It's just like games that really want to be movies, really
Kind of,
bad.
yeah.
Like
Red Dead
games
Redemption
want to.
2 will win.
but, like,
Can we
games
can we
just
have
stop-
that on our list this year? Games that want to be movies,
Games
real
just stop
bad.
trying to be movies. Games just stop trying to be
Do that.
cinematic. Like
Yeah.
The Quiet Man.
Quiet. That really was. It probably was. It's literally a movie.
Definitely wants to be a
like
movie.
God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2 also.
sure,
on
best
here.
game direction,
I think,
whatever
I
that.
think
whatever
God
that
of
means.
War. I think God of War and Red Dead are like with
Top
Game of the
tier.
Year will be like 1 and 2
Yeah, probably.
inevitably. Best narrative.
Yeah, Red Dead's probably gonna win Game of the Year, right? Out of that list.
See that
Red Dead's gonna
Yeah, like,
this-
almost
Red Dead's
certainly,
gonna win
right?
every game of the
this
year.
is
That's
the one
thing.
complaint
Yeah,
that I
that's
will
just-
say is that this is what the one complaint that I will say is that now going into best narrative we have God of War, Marvel, Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2 again for like their third
Yeah.
category out of 4
This is what I'm talking.
categories.
This is what I'm talking
and then
about.
we
Like,
have
Life
Detroit
is-
Become Human again.
best art direction. Guess what's in
and
that?
then Life
like
is Strange
best
2.
score, music. Guess what's in that?
Okay.
But the thing
Best
is
audio
like
design,
here's the thing,
Guess
like
what's in that? It's
just
the same
because
4
a
games.
game is AAA though does not mean it doesn't have all that stuff. Like God of War 2, I think God of War has
2.
God
God of War
of War
2 deserves to be.
God of War 2 is a great game. God of War has all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like it
I will
has
agree
a
with that.
fantastic art direction. Just because like that's the thing is like they're not beholden to uplift the games that nobody's ever heard of necessarily.
They're not,
know,
but
that's-
that's like, but like again, this whole thing always has just struck me as a popularity like not even a popularity contest, but it's just like it just speaks to the like nascency of the industry's critique, which is that like big games get attention, every outlet covers big game, you ask what you ask all the critics, what's the biggest game? What were the best games this year? It's gonna, and you get response of the big games that we covered because they were the big games. Like, you know,
I think it's
that's
also because everyone
it's
also
self-fulfilling
gathers
cycle.
around like when those big games come out. It's like, oh, what are you going to be playing this year? Well, it's like, well, I'm going to play the big games because I just want to see what they're like. Like everyone plays it, even like indie, and even like people who are more alternative press or whatever in the games industry, they're going to play the big games. Everyone plays the big games.
Sure, but those
like
games aren't the best because they're big. That's the point I'm trying to make.
No,
is that
I
like
agree with you.
No,
I agree. But I
They're
also
not,
understand.
but they do have. They are, first of all, widely recognizable, and two, they don't. Again, okay. So best art direction we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Good. None of those things equal best or good. Like that's
the thing, because you're comparing. Oh, sorry, you're comparing it to the movie industry, where the movie industry's been around
any
for a
other
long.
award ceremony.
So you've been comparing it to the movie industry, which has been around for a long time, and so like you have things like movies that maybe weren't super popular, for the public, but like critics understand this is a good movie. This is telling a good story.
Also, it's way easier to go in and say, I'm going to watch this movie that's 2 hours long because we've sent out screeners to everyone, and now I'm going to be like, okay, cool, I understand that movie. I'll watch it for 2 hours.
The game industry just hasn't. The game industry just hasn't.
The problems with this kind of ceremony.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
the
games industry is just not evolved to that point. It's like it's still.
But I think it's trying to be that so bad. Is what it is. Like I think.
And someone has to though. Someone has to push that to like try to make it be that way because otherwise
I think the DICE Awards do this so much better because the DICE Awards are industry. They're people like. Well, for one thing, the Oscars aren't critics supporting like the Oscars,
but there are
but People's Choice Awards suck. They suck.
Emmys, Golden
Globes, things like that. Like there's different awards.
I'm saying people are bad and they have bad opinions and they shouldn't be allowed to have.
Let's continue on to best art direction. We have Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay.
We've got God of War.
Okay.
We got Octopath Traveler.
We could just say the same 3 games for every time.
Okay, Matt, you made your point.
And then Return of the Obra Dinn. Those are the 5 games. So we've got Octopath Traveler and Return of the Obra Dinn kind of making their appearance there. We got what's up?
Red Dead Redemption.
You think so?
Dude, that
I don't know, man. God of War has a really cool art direction.
Dude, as soon as I open that, as soon as I open up the book, that's like, oh, let's see what this has a store, and I was just like, oh my god, I want to look at this book. I want to get a printout of this book of like how the guns are like you buy the guns and everything.
I will say that when I saw that made me want to get that.
Return of Obra Dinn should win that, and that's because I've seen realistic graphics in video games before. Like it's Return of the Obra Dinn something I've never seen before.
But you're saying the period appropriate catalogs and designs.
It's going to win. Of course, it's going to win. Red Dead Redemption is going to win like half of the.
Probably.
Again, like I said, Red Dead Redemption is going to win all the awards.
Quote me. Let's get this. Let's cut
recording.
No one's going to bet against you.
You're being recorded. So okay.
Best score music.
Celeste. Yeah, best score music. I don't know.
Music. It's on a 6, which was interesting.
Okay, we got Celeste. God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Is Red Dead Redemption 2 on every single category? No, except for not best ongoing and not best games for change. Games for impact, I should say.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's the thing. Is I was thinking about it while I was thinking about the Game Awards we were gonna do, the Pixies. I was thinking about, I'm like, man, Red Dead Redemption gets like everything except gameplay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, I'm like, that game has like so many things going for it, except then you play it and you're like, okay, that's
this sucks.
So
best audio.
We got best audio design, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Hey, making an appearance in there. Blops 4. Forza Horizon 4 also making an appearance in there. God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
I will say, Return of Obra Dinn should have been on there. It does really good audio design in that. Yeah.
Let me say, like, why is Spider-Man on a bunch of these? Like, Marvel Spider-Man is great. The best audio design. It's fine. Like, Marvel Spider-Man is fine. It's not even in the top 5 best audio design games.
Better though, Matt? Besides Obra Dinn?
The Whip.
I keep a big list of games in my head that I can like. This is the problem: is that people just think people think back and go, like, what were the biggest games this year? Well, Spider-Man was this year. Write down as best audio design because I can't think of 5 other games.
So that's a really good impression of all the people who voted for this.
Best performance.
Why are you being
best performance? Brian Deckard as Connor in
Yeah.
Detroit Become Human. That guy
That
seems
game's
pretty, again.
That
pretty
game's
sick.
garbage, but his performance is pretty funny.
Christopher Judge as Kratos. If you want to
Exactly what
hear
they're
somebody
going
go,
for. They're going for
boy,
hilarious.
boy.
That's really funny.
That is the guy from
Four.
Stargate, the TV show, right? Yeah. Melisanthe, fucking hell, Melisanthe Mahout as
Melisanthe?
Melisanthe Mahout
Melisanthe?
as Cassandra, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger
Nice.
Clark as Arthur Morgan in
That's
Red
a
Dead
good
Redemption
boy.
2. Is he? I've heard he's a pretty likable
He's
protagonist,
pretty great,
which
honestly.
is interesting because he seems very generic. And then
heard he's good.
Yuri, my boy Lowenthal as Peter Parker. Yuri Yosuke Lowenthal
That's a good Peter
as
Parker.
Peter Parker in Marvel Spider-Man. Games
Oh, yeah,
for
he is good, isn't he?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
Yosuke?
and
That explains so
in
much.
Persona 4. Yeah.
Wow.
Games
That
for
explains a lot.
Impact. 11/11 Memories Retold. We have Celeste. We have Florence. We have Life is Strange 2 Episode 1. And we have The Missing, J.J.
Woo!
Macfield, and
Yes,
The Island
swearing.
of Memories.
Yeah.
Best indie game, Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return of
Oh,
the
yeah, Into the Breach.
Oberdin.
Into the Breach should have been only 5 of those previous categories.
I don't know. Into the Breach is good, but I don't know if it's like I like that game as a gameplay. I don't know if it wins everything else. Like I don't remember the music in that. But
Okay, it'll get on our
Man.
list. It'll get on our
Return
list.
of the Oberdin and The
Yeah.
Messenger. Oh, The Messenger.
that's a good-
Neat.
People really
That's
like
a
the
good list.
Messenger. I have just
I-
no interest in that game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of interest in
I've
it, but it
seen it.
looks neat. It looks neat,
Mm.
like big things.
Mm.
Okay, Best Mobile, Donut County,
Woo!
Yeah, great.
Interesting choice.
Florence, Fortnite,
God damn.
PUBG Mobile, and Reigns Game of Thrones. Man,
If Donut
the
County
mo-
doesn't win that, or Florence, I'm gonna be
the mobile market
I
pissed.
can't play Florence.
looking strong.
yeah.
Best
Donut
VR
County's
/ AR game,
This is-
Astrobot Rescue Mission.
I heard that's
I heard it's
amazing.
very
It's really
good.
good.
Ooh, Beat Saber,
Okay.
Firewall 0 Hour, Moss,
I heard Moss is
Nice.
Tetris
and Tetris
I
Effect.
keep wanting to get.
Tetris Effect.
Pokemon.
Tetris Effect.
I
Tetris
really
Effect
wanna
will
play
win.
Tetris Effect.
Tetris Effect will win because the games press is all older
Loves
people
Tetris.
who like
Sure.
Tetris a lot.
I will
like this.
say
I love
this
Tetris.
this next
Ah, I love
category.
Tetris. I want to play that game so bad.
This next category reminded me that Far Cry 5 came out this
Best-
year.
Oh yeah, you're
Wow, I
right.
totally
What
forgot.
the hell? Wow.
Best
Yep.
action game.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
Call of Duty Black
How
Ops
is that-
4.
Far Cry 5 is on this list.
Dead Cells, Destiny 2, Forsaken. Apparently that counts as a new release. Far Cry 5 and Mega Man 11.
It's such. I don't like
Alright.
these genre categories. I hate them.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
best
I think these are
action
bad.
/ adventure game. Assassin's
Oh,
Creed
like
Odyssey.
any kind of game.
God of War.
This is like big budget.
Marvel
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Red Dead
Spider-Man.
Redemption 2 and also reminding me Shadow of the Tomb Raider came
Yeah.
out this year.
Boy, a lot
There's
of
a game
games
that kind of came and went.
Yep.
Best RPG Dragon Quest 11, which I've heard good things about.
Mm.
Monster Hunter World? Would you call that an RPG?
That's an
I don't
action
feel
adventure. That's an action
game.
adventure game. But
They're
again, it's
numbers.
garbage.
Japan. It must be.
It's Japan, it's an RPG.
Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath
You know what?
Traveler.
You know what's not on any of this list as well? Fallout 76.
Oh god. Well,
Not anything.
it did just come out.
It's coming
Is
out
it
this
out now?
year. It's coming out this year.
There might be a cutoff
seen
date,
people
like if
play
it doesn't
it.
come in by so and so.
The beta. They've been playing the beta.
No, I've seen people play
Oh,
the
really?
final game.
No, it's yeah.
Like it might not be out, but it's out for press at least. and
Pillars
probably
of
influencers.
Eternity 2, Deadfire.
Keep on going, Ricardo. Never stop.
So
Best
yeah, that's the thing.
fighting.
It's like
Oh my
out
gosh,
of
this
those
game-
games,
these lists goes forever.
out
How
of
much
those
do you
games,
need?
I've only played.
Matt,
I've
must
only,
I remind you, the first Pixelogers episode was all about the Game Awards.
It was, and
So
it was not
this-
my choice to do that year.
whose was it?
It was the only other person on the podcast at that time.
It was me. It was my choice.
Damn it, Amber. The only game I played on there is Monster Hunter World, but I feel like every other game deserves that award.
I know.
Better than
Like,
Monster Hunter
was
World.
really good. I really
Monster
liked
Hunter
it.
World's not an RPG. I
best-
guess it,
I like how it says best fighting. not
fighting.
Best fighting love. Best fighting love.
Mario. Wait.
Blaze
wait,
Blue cross tag battle because you can't escape from crossing fate.
Can't escape.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur.
Woo! Yeah, tits.
6.
Yeah, so
And
complicated.
Dragon Fighter. What the fuck am I saying? Street Fighter 5 Arcade
It's funny that
edition.
From
Shit.
Dimps.
From Dimps developed.
Little
Best
Dimps.
best family game.
Family.
Family, I have an announcement to make. Mario Tennis Aces.
What is this garbage
I
family?
know.
What is family game? What's a
Level.
family? What's a family game?
It's on the
Overcooked 2
Switch.
should be they're indie games.
Play it with your family.
Indie games. Is it
Hey,
over?
we play these games together because we're a family.
We're family.
We're
When you're here, you're family.
The best thing is we're family.
Starlink, Battle for Atlas, Super Mario Party. Best
Boy.
strategy game, BattleTech,
Yeah, there you go. It's a good
Frostpunk, Into the Breach,
Also a good game.
The
Also a
Banner
good game.
Saga 3,
game. Probably a good game.
Valkyria Chronicles.
Banner Saga 3.
4.
How is that not in for best music?
I don't know.
Guys.
Because we've heard it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It's,
I don't know.
But, no, It's because not enough games
Best
critics read it.
That's probably true.
Sports / Racing, FIFA 19,
Oh yeah.
Forza Horizon 4,
Let's go,
Woo!
baby.
Yeah, car
Mario
tits.
Tennis, Mario Titties Aces,
Yeah, tits.
NBA 2K19,
Yeah, tits.
Pro Evolution Soccer
Yeah,
2019.
dogs.
Two soccer games.
Yeah, if you
Two
love
soccer
soccer.
games. I think. Best
flush with soccer.
multiplayer game,
See if these
Call
should
of
been on
Duty
for
Black
best
Ops
music.
4,
Mm,
Destiny
that's a good point.
2, Forsaken,
I'll agree with
Fortnite,
that.
Monster Hunter World, let's go,
Yeah, there you go.
Sea of Thieves,
Sea of
best
Thieves. Multiplayer game.
student game.
Oh.
That's not in there for best visuals. Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves got real good visuals.
It's got
Sea of
good.
Thieves has
It's got
great
great
water.
water.
And that's about it.
Yeah, I'd
It's got
say
great water.
if there's a
Art
category
style.
for best water, I would vote.
Best student. We could put a art.
Best
we could
art.
put a,
It says best art direction, so I would put that in
We
there,
could put-
and I would
we-
throw
we
out
could
at
put
least Assassin's
best
Creed because
water
Assassin's
in
Creed
our
has the mo-
awards if you want, and that could win. If you want it to win something, put
Man,
best
this
water.
is gonna be a long game of the year podcast for us.
Best student game, Combat 2018.
All right.
I haven't played any of
Dash
these.
Quasar, Jera, Lift, Recharge.
Never.
Yep.
Congrats on
Best debut indie game, Donut County, Florence, Moss. Hey, Moss. The Messenger, and Yoku's
Yoku's
Island
Island
Express.
Express.
Again, which should be in best indie game as well, but it's not.
I've
for some
heard
reason.
mixed things
I
about.
don't know about
I
that.
like
Goes
it. I like it a
further.
lot.
Esports
Again,
game.
you guys are like discounting things, but then when I discount things, it's like, Matt, you're being ridiculous. This AAA game deserves to be in the top 5,
Best
like arbitrarily because it's big.
esports game.
Why are you-
Counter-Strike Global Offensive from 2018.
Remember that game? It's still going.
Dota
Jeez.
2, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Overwatch. I feel like Hearthstone
we know it's gonna
was
win that.
snubbed in this
Hearthstone.
category.
We know who's gonna win that
RIP
Counter
Hearthstone.
Strike.
Best
Really?
esports player. Fuck yeah,
What?
Dominique
This is dumb.
Oh, it
Sonic
gets worse.
Fox
Oh, it gets worse.
McLean,
Better be him.
Hajime, Tokido, Motherface, Taniguchi, Jen, Uzi, Zihao, and Sunghyun, Jojo Nak, Bang.
Okay, so there are like 10 esports categories. Do we have to go through all
Best
of them?
Yes.
esports team, Astralis for CSGO, Cloud9 for League of Legends, Fnatic for League of Legends, London Spitfire
has
for
left.
Overwatch, and OG for Dota 2.
Let's go. Best esports
Best
coach.
esports coach, Bach, Reaper, Hangyu, Christian, PP Azariel, Banasenu.
Good job, there, buddy. You tried it.
I tried it. Danny,
You tried.
Zonic, Sorensen, Dylan, Falco, Jacob, Yamato Cannon, Mebdi, Jenko, YNK, Paunovic.
Right.
Best esports event.
Here we go.
E-League Major Boston 2018. EVO 2018. League of Legends World Championship. Overwatch League Grand Finals. The International 2018. Best esports host, Alex Golden Boy Mendez, Alex Machine Richardson, Anders Bloom, FJ Shoks, Deportery,
Yeah, they're just like throwing the curveball.
I think Ricardo's having a stroke.
Paul Redeye Scholliner,
What's the best esports
and the
moment?
esports moment. C9 comeback win in Triple OT versus FaZe, E-League, KT versus IG,
Just words.
Base, Race, League of Legends Worlds, beating RNG, League of Legends Worlds, OG's massive upset of LGD, Dota
True.
2 Finals, or Sonic Fox
Fox.
Side Switch versus Goichi in DBZ.
Evo
Evo
2018!
You guys did it.
We're
Congratulations.
not done!
The
Oh,
content
no!
creator
Best content?
of the year.
PixelLegends.com!
Pixel Legends.
Nominated.
No, okay,
No,
it's
we're
Dr. Lupo. He does Fortnite. Myth. Ninja, he also does
He
Fortnite.
says the N-word.
Pokemon and Willy Rex.
There you go.
It's gonna win. Ninja's gonna win that one.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, so that's the Game Awards. Can't wait for Keely's big moment in the sun.
We done yet?
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
really
there's a lot of
obscure-
esports stuff in there.
Man,
There's a lot of esports
if
things
we
in there.
did a list this big, we would be in there for 3 days.
Probably.
Oh, I don't know, when we
podcast
try to
already
watch all
goes
the
too
trailer
long as
trash.
It is anyway.
Hey,
For our Game of the Year
yeah, that'd be
thing.
Great.
So that's the nominees. We read them all. You've heard them. We laughed. We cried.
laughed,
We
we
lost
cried.
in
They're
pounds.
bad. The Game Awards are bad.
Nah, he's the
Awards
Game
ceremonies
Awards.
are bad.
Nah.
Matt's
It's
got
the
some
game.
drinking.
Hates awards. We're canceling the Pixies. And
I love our Game Awards. Our Game Awards are great.
Top fives.
perfect in every way.
'Cause we have good taste, unlike everybody else.
Wait, then why did Cuphead win for
Top
best
Yeah, you're
soundtrack
right. You
last
know what?
year?
We have
Everyone
terrible.
did.
We
Didn't
have
win
terrible.
best
We have
soundtrack.
terrible.
We had
we
a
have terrible.
four-way stupid ass tie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because
I didn't like that at
no,
all.
that was bad. We're never doing that again.
Well, guess what? It was your fault for not caving on Cuthead.
Wait, no, I thought we agreed at the last minute.
I thought like somebody caved and then we went with
I
the
think I
decision that
caved.
like nobody was happy
Nobody
with.
liked. Yeah, I
I
think
feel
that
like
was
we
it.
did that on like 2 or 3 categories,
It's 'cause
and I was
no-
like
it's 'cause-
really upset
Ethan
because
only,
like
it's because Ethan only played one thing of Nier instead of the whole damn game, like he should have done.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I have to play a game
It's
3
your fault.
times.
It's your
I
fault.
didn't
I'm still
play
mad.
that.
That's why I'm upset about these Game Awards because I'm still mad from last year.
it comes out.
Don't worry, it'll be fine this year. There's no.
this
Yeah, it'll be
year,
totally
nothing will
fine.
go wrong.
No, totally fine.
This year will be fine.
It's fine.
Yes, we'll have so much fun, and we'll not have a Ricardo tweet that says, "I fucking hate Game of the Year." Awards."
it's true.
That won't happen. Let's go to something we all love, which is a bunch of shitty trailers.
Trailer
Trailer
trash.
Taylor Chad Dango Cuphead deserved to win. Get it done.
No, I can't remember what won last year. That's gonna really bug me.
It was 3 things. It was Pyre, Cuphead, and
Oh, maybe it was Pyre. Maybe Pyre
should
was
have
one.
won.
Pyre was up there.
Pyre was up there.
Persona 5 was the other one we
Persona
were
5.
debating.
5.
Hmm.
Welcome to Trailer Trash. This is where we watch a bunch of trailers and then we talk about them and then we say one of them is the winner, and that is decided as arbitrarily as the Game of the Year. How much was the budget on the trailer? Well, if it was big budget, it was good and we liked it. That's how it goes. That's
So
all
this-
trailers.
so this
that's
one
all.
wins
That's
then.
all awards. That's all awards work. First up is I don't have my list in front of me. Harry Potter World Wizards Unite coming in
What?
2019.
Do you guys like Pokemon Go? How about Harry Potter?
No, I've already committed way too much of my time in Pokemon Go. I don't want to jump to another thing now.
See, after the
Oh.
after another trailer that we're about to watch had came out, I was like, man, I really wanted to do some Pokemon. I have Pokemon Go. I don't want to play anymore.
Pokemon Let's Go is coming out really soon. I think people are playing
Yeah,
it.
I
I've
turned
seen
on my
images
Pokemon
of people
Go, and
playing
there's
it.
all this stuff. It's like connect your Switch and get your Pokemon Go plus extra weird ball thing, and I'm like,
Ooh, weird
Ooh,
balls.
extra weird ball thing.
Pokemon Go.
Oh, I got a weird ball thing.
Pokemon-
for
Pokemon
you.
Let's Go.
I got Pokemon Let's Go, so I get cool shit in Pokemon Go. Cause I'm a fucking
Pokemon Let's
So
Go.
So this doesn't really show much. It shows a
No,
lady.
but you know what it does show is the thing that when they said they were making a Harry Potter in the Let's Go or in the Pokemon Go style, I was like, what the fuck? How do you do that? And they're
Mhm.
like, at least the premise is clear now of like magical things are escaping into the Muggle world. You gotta go track them down and hunt them so that they don't get. It doesn't sound as good as Pokemon. No, Pokemon's way better as a concept, but it makes sense. And I go, oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Track down the hippogriff?
Nah,
it's crazy. The Niantic released that whole remaster
of
Ingress.
Ingress, yeah.
It's just interesting. I kind of almost want to check that out, but I'm also just like, no, that's even a crazier deep dark hole than Pokemon Go, and I can only go in too many deep dark holes.
Yeah,
I can go in as many.
Like the thing I want to do with Harry Potter stuff is duel people. Like I don't want to go going around finding Hermione's hair or
just
something.
like you want to do in Pokemon Go, you still can't do.
No, I don't want to either, Amber. I don't want any. I don't want to go.
I don't want to be looking at. I don't want to be looking at Harry's quaffle.
Does he have 2 hairy Jigglypuffs? What's going on?
That's later.
Okay.
Anyway,
next trailer.
Darksiders 3: Fury's Apocalypse. Countdown to launch trailer. This is a really messily entitled trailer.
Yeah.
It's a new Darksiders trailer.
New Darksiders. We get
play as cool woman with cool hair.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not the first trailer. This is like the third.
She got a whip.
It's getting close to coming out soon.
She got a whip.
It's like 10 days away. So
she got a whip.
Like tomorrow.
What she got?
She got Ivy whip. She got like a sword whip.
Yeah, she got a living sword or
whatever it's called. Man, whips, they're just like, they're really hot these days.
They're like you and me.
Whips are in. You gotta whip them balls.
You know, Castlevania is back in the news lately. We got Ivy with her whip sword. We got this lady with her whip sword. They're just like all over the place, you know?
If you had to fight one person, who would you rather fight? Trevor Belmont, Sexy Ivy, or Fury with their whips?
Trevor Belmont.
No, I feel like Trevor. Well, that's the thing. Is so you're expecting to win the fight,
or you're hoping
you have to fight them yourself. You're
hoping to win the fight. Because I'm not expecting to win a fight against any of these people. So
no.
Trevor, I think, is too often drunk, and I've seen him take out a guy's eye and a guy's finger with his whip. So, like, I feel like he would not do a clean job of killing me efficiently.
So which one will kill you most efficiently?
So probably this Fury lady, but also Ivy.
Ivy's pretty good.
She kind of gets. She
mixes
a little bit
good.
of something else in the. I won't get into it too much, but like or what I'm into. But
there are certain
aspects,
things.
Let's say.
She has a je ne sais quoi about
indeed.
her.
But this
There's certain videos on the internet that Ricardo watches that this lines up with.
Yeah, please don't look at my non-existent Tumblr. I haven't. This, like all the other Darksiders games, looks cool, but I also can't picture myself getting around to play it.
Yeah.
The only way I'll play it is I played all 3 of them on stream or something like
It
that.
actually looked. It actually. Whoa. Are you committing?
I put it out as a vote, but nobody voted for it, so I don't know.
The thing about this game is that it looks exactly like the last 2 Darksiders to me. Like, it doesn't look like they've even changed the. I mean, I'm sure that it's better graphics, but
like,
I don't know. It looks
you're saying the
very
art
similar to the
style.
last
Well,
one.
I think he's also even talking about like the setting is very similar.
Yeah, like the art design, the areas that they're in. Like, it doesn't look like they're like, oh, it's like, wow, that's a cool new thing. It's like not same ruined city as the last 2 games.
Yeah, and like,
just different character.
Fiery caverns and ruined cities.
It's like this game series aesthetically and to be honest, a little bit lore wise too, is like, what if Diablo in the real world and less brown, like less dark textured, more World of Warcraft textured, less dark.
I believe I think he left eventually, but I know the original Darksiders was all like all the concept art was done by Joe Madureira.
Oh yes,
who was like a '90s X-Men
you can tell it's
artist.
There's a million buckles and shoulder pads and armor on.
He's got a very distinct style. It looks it looks cool.
Honestly, I like
but
the
it's
style
also
a lot.
almost like it is very much a product of its time. I think he also did the artwork all for the comic series and also for that one game Battle Chasers, if you remember.
I remember that.
And name is familiar, but I don't remember it.
But yeah,
I think he came out recently,
I
right?
think that I don't think he's still working on Darksiders, but they definitely went with that style and continued to
Right.
extract.
Yeah,
And
they
I think that's
continue
the
to go
thing.
off
Like
it.
you look at like something like God of War, which had like a slightly similar style to Darksiders back in the day, but like look at the God of War that came out this year. Like it's it's different. It's
they
evolved.
evolved.
But God of War was 2002 and Darksiders was like 2007. So I mean,
Okay. well,
the
fair.
gap there is not quite as huge as. But I guess the last God of War game was also.
I
like
guess
2000.
I think I
10,
understand
so.
like
Yeah.
like the Amber saying like the look matured like along with
Yes.
the audience, whereas
Yeah,
this
yeah.
still seems like it's still very
Yeah,
much
It's
I
still in
think
that same
which isn't to
era.
say it's good or bad. It's just what
No, it's
No.
the visually.
it's a choice. They made
Yeah.
a choice.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Moving
speaking about making
on.
a choice,
Moving to games in the 90s.
what is your
I just realized
dream
this is
theme park gonna look
Tycoon
like?
is spelled wrong here.
Is
What
it?
Is that how
There's
the
no-
game is spelled? This game spells it. Tycoon
Oh
does
yeah,
not have
it
a
was
C
spelled
and
wrong.
an
Yeah, I
H
thought
in
there
it.
was in there.
There's
My
no
bad.
There's no H in Tycoon.
Oh, I didn't know.
It ain't a typhoon.
Typhoon.
Do you guys remember Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Yeah, I like that game.
People
Fondly.
who played the what was it called?
Planet Coaster.
Planet Coaster?
Play Coaster. I was like, a game that I played a lot of. And the name of
Clearly you
that
don't
game
love
was
it.
pretty fun. Roller Coaster Tycoon has not been in the same hands for a while. Now it's in different hands because like the guys who made Planet Coaster were the ones that made Roller Coaster Tycoon 3,
Mm-hmm.
but they weren't the ones that made Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2.
Right.
I don't know who the people that make Roller Coaster Tycoon now is. This is a Switch game.
I don't know who these mother effers are
I don't,
now.
know, I don't know
but-
who they are. This is a Switch game. It's
Looks alright.
it looks
Looks
neat.
alright.
Yeah, it looks a little small. Like the maps seem a little small. Like I'm not. It's hard to tell. It's a little bit.
I think
The
especially after
trailer's
playing,
not enough.
after
the
playing
thing-
Planet Coaster, there's so much detail that this looks a little
Remember?
bare.
Yeah. Well, remember how great the Jurassic Park Tycoon game looked
Oh,
in the
yeah.
trailers,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
then that game came out, and it turns out that
It was
game
bad.
wasn't very good.
Well, the thing
like,
here
at
too
all.
is that then they showed it is that like all these parks that they show in this trailer like are very densely like forested, and they're showing like there's a really simple tool that you can utilize where it's just like map an entire area and
Yeah.
Right.
fill it all with fill this all with trees, and
like,
so it's like
That's
making
not what you would usually want to do, but I guess.
I've been to Disneyland. It ain't full of that many trees.
I'm okay with this. I'm more interested in this than I thought I would be because it seems to be
This is
leaning more
interesting,
in
yes.
the tycoon part of it, where it's like here's a game where you want to try to make the most amount of money. You got some goals probably to set.
Ethan likes making
So
money.
I like. The thing is, Planet Coaster is a great game for like as a creative tool. Oh no, I'm going too far.
Mhm.
It's a great creative tool. For
Yeah, I
making,
made a
like,
cool. I made a cool
rides,
space cowboy planet.
and it's more fun playing with like unlimited money because
Yes.
the actual game itself for making money is kind of lackluster. Like I think they've
Right.
gotten better at it as the game progressed, but like the whole like actual aspect of managing the park was it's fine.
It was kind of bare.
Yeah, it was like this took a back seat. While this seems to be like all about like, yo, here's the money. You gotta make this money with this. Here's the
so-
happiness on that, and it's like okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I'm still cautious of this
Totally,
game
I'm not, like,
because
sold on it, but-
yeah, this is like, oh, okay, this looks interesting, but I'm not.
It seems like
This
almost
is
like a
not
cool
enough.
Switch.
It's not enough to tell.
Yeah, one way or another. Yeah.
This could end up being a delightful gem, totally mediocre, or actively bad, and I don't have enough
Yeah.
information yet from this trailer to find
Yeah.
It's
out.
like you can't judge game quality off trailers.
Why do we do this segment then?
That's it. Trailer cancel.
All right, moving on.
Why is it called Adventures? That's my question. Like
Because you have to talk to people and they will remember that.
okay, makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
All right, we got Degrees of Separation.
Because they were going for best action adventure game. They didn't even get nominated.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That makes
Degrees of
sense.
Separation announcement trailer. This is a game for PS4, and it has a very cool art style and kind of like Flash-like animation.
Yeah.
Is an indie game about
It's
a
an
boy
indie
and a girl? Is an indie game about a boy and a girl, and it is a metaphor for things.
fucking.
It's a meta. And they through physics-based platforming, you will
Oh,
learn.
through the-
You will
through the-
learn to regret your words and deeds.
Through the magic of
and-
physics-based platforming.
And you will learn
Physics-based.
true love, and also possibly that it was all a dream. Maybe.
Maybe.
I thought you were gonna say more there. Just
No,
maybe.
maybe.
This has an interesting concept where the girl seems to put out sunlight, and the boy is like an ice edgelord, so he only freezes everything around him.
Yeah.
So it's like
He's a lich. He's a lich, is what you're
He
saying.
looks like the guy at Jack Frost, or what was that?
yeah, Jack Frost, like Legends of the something. Like
Yeah, he
that
looks
weird
like that
spin-off. I know
guy.
what you're talking about. Where it had, like,
Yes.
Wait, the Santa Claus, the Jack
hardcore
Frost, the Santa Claus.
and the Jackrabbit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the Hugh Jackman is the
Legends of
bunny.
the Guardians or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, something
that.
like that.
That's what he looks like. It's like that.
Wait, with the owls?
No,
No.
that's
No.
That's
the
what-
Guardians of Gahul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
different.
I wish they made more of those movies. I actually really like that movie.
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder, huh? Slow motion owls.
Anyway, yeah, it's interesting because like at points it shows the screen like splitting in half, and you can kind of angle it to create like certain
Ramps.
elements and ramps, and like also like say you angle it so that he freezes the water while like she runs up above, like, and it's there's some interesting things that it looks like it's doing. The art style, like I said it when we were watching it, looks equal parts like good and bad. Like
Yeah.
the character
Like,
models
the
don't look
lighting.
great.
I think the
Yeah.
animation's not.
The
best I
animation is
wanna
not the
see.
best, but like
Yeah, I
I
think the
actually
character
kinda
model,
like the levels.
the
Yeah,
character
the level
models,
design's cool.
the character models still look fine, but it's when they animate and they're just like, it's just like,
Yeah, I
it's
guess.
just like tweening basically of just like
Yeah.
I'm moving at the joints,
Yeah.
like this, like that kind of doesn't look
But
the
I'm very
best.
interested in this game. This actually looks like it could be a really cool co-op game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like brothers.
Oh,
Alright,
like brothers.
let's go to Astroneer
Bravos.
1.0 release date announcement. This
Yeah.
is finally out
Astroneer.
early access.
Yeah, this is a game that's been around
This
for a
doesn't
while in early access.
Show much other than the environments, but
Other
the
than very pretty
environments look
environments.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And
Which is
they're
funny-
varied.
Last time I ever took into this game, which I don't own it, but I watched some videos on it when it first came out. It's like, ooh, this looks neat. It only had like the one environment, which is
Yeah.
kind of like a Mars-looking desert kind of place. And
Yeah.
now, based off this trailer, it has
A lot of different
many,
ones.
many different things that you can do and see and observe and dig and build a base on. It is one of those games. It is a
Yeah.
game where you build a base and then you dig and then you get more minerals to build a better base,
Mhm.
and then you dig further than you could before.
Minecraft,
That's-
but in space.
Yeah.
I will say, because we kind of know, we've seen parts of this game, so we know what it is, but like this trailer don't show you much about what this game really is. Shows you the cool environments, but
Yeah.
like if we didn't
But
know
the-
it already, we'd be like, what are you doing?
but
this
they
game?
look very good.
They do look very good.
It looks great visually.
Speaking of which, quick aside here, Ethan, are you still playing any Minecraft?
Not as much as we have been in the past, but.
Well, the house burned down. The house burned down, so
No,
it just
we
kind of
rebuilt the house.
ruined,
We built
really
it out of
ruined
stone,
everything. Really.
So it cannot burn down again.
Wow,
I've
real
created
Three
an
Little
infinite
Pigs
stone maker, too.
situation.
I figured out how to use red blocks and all that good stuff, so I've started making some automation.
Nice,
Which is really
good.
fun part of that game that I just totally look up because I don't have the patience to sit down and be like, "Hey,
And figure it
how
out,
this
like
goes."
tinker
It's
around
no,
and be
I'm just-
like,
I'm just gonna-
what does this do?
I'm just gonna look it up.
All right,
That game's still pretty good. Who knew?
all right.
Speaking of who knew, Nippon Marathon.
Early.
This game looks amazing. I'm excited.
It
This game looks
well,
so good.
Someone put it the best way possible, which is speedrunners mixed with gang beasts.
Yeah.
that was me. I said that. Yeah.
So it's like a foot race game, but your characters all have this really goofy physics attached to them, and
Mhm.
there's all sorts of weird hazards that they're running through.
Yeah.
Really, there's
it
it's
is
really
basically a
difficult to-
Japanese. It's like a Japanese reality show.
Yeah.
Hazards, then also like let's add WarioWare to the mix and like levels of stupid stuff
Yeah,
going
so
on.
there's like wipeout elements to it and other like
Yeah.
weird mini games that you're playing. Apparently, there's a story mode attached to it as well.
Which
it
is
seems,
hilarious.
it seems to be weirdly physics based. Of like your character is running, yes, but if something hits that character and lands weird, then they'll just like go flying.
Yeah. And yeah, it's really difficult to describe all the visuals.
Insanity.
we're
There's
seeing
a lot
here
of
and
a lot of
insanity.
greatness
So
on
let's just
this.
say
Yeah.
that the four main characters seem to be a lady in a unicorn hoodie, a man in a lobster costume, an old man in a schoolgirl outfit, and a man with a dog's head, apparently.
Yep.
Sure.
So yeah,
So just your normal kind of standard protagonists
Yeah.
from most games.
Pretty
You just see the
cookie
same
cutter.
things over and over again. Kind of getting boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe this got nominated for. I can't believe this got nominated for Game of the Year. It's just like every other game this
It's
It's
year.
the same, yeah.
This is pretty. It looks,
This looks pretty.
It looks
looks
pretty.
pretty
Yeah, I am down to play this game. I'm very excited to play this game. We're gonna play this game.
All right.
Hopefully, it doesn't feel like utter trash. But
It might,
looks
but
like-
that might be part of what makes,
Yeah,
makes
it might be
it.
part of the charm, like a gang beast.
Mount Your Friends is still a game that's not exactly how you map controls to a normal
That's-
game,
that's
and it works out.
true.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. Then that might make.
That's a good
makes
point.
True.
So
All right. Big Bash Boom gameplay trailer.
Big Bash Boom.
Big Bash Boom.
KFC.
Big
Hold
Bash
on, wait a
Bash
second there.
Boom.
What? Go back.
Big
Is
Bash
that-
Boom.
What are you saying? What are you
is
looking
that
at?
Is that the KFC logo?
I guess they're the sponsor
Is
of
KFC
this
sponsoring
of
this
this
cricket
co-
game? Oh,
this
shoot.
co- of this maybe.
Whoa,
cricket
yeah.
league that it's
KFC,
based on?
oh, yeah, they must sponsor that league, BBL. I don't know what that is, but
KFC, baby. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Get your big heads on. This is arcade cricket.
arcade cricket. You've never seen cricket like this.
I've never
I-
seen cricket on a game before, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm
there.
sure it's
Well, there
existing,
are
but-
definitely cricket games, but like
They
they've never
exist, yeah.
interested in me.
Tom Bradman's cricket.
They've never interested me. One because
They're boring.
one because I don't know anything about cricket, and two, they usually don't have the same amount of production values because it's not like they're typically not made by a big studio or something.
Right.
This, however, is just
It doesn't look like it has big production values
it
either.
doesn't, but
it's leaning into that. It's leaning into that.
yeah,
like,
it's leaning into the. This is an arcade cricket experience. There is big heads. There is fire everywhere. There are ridiculous dances.
dab.
Imagine,
there's the math.
imagine- yeah. There's a weird reference to Doctor Strange going on here.
There's dabbing.
There's dabbing. There's lots of dabbing. There's flossing. There's other Fortnite dances, I'm sure. But like imagine the golden age of like those 3D midway games
Just middle fingers.
where they made Blitz, they made NHL
Jam.
Hits, they
Mhm.
made
NBA Jam.
NBA
Jam, they made MLB Slugfest,
Yep.
they
Mhm.
made the
I
the FIFA red card
there have been
game.
a couple of these like recently. Like I know, what was that the NBA? I have a new NBA one.
Playgrounds?
Playgrounds. I heard it's not very.
Oh,
good.
I
right.
heard it's not great, but
And even the second one came out, and I hear it's even worse. for
This-
some people. There's been.
I wonder if these are real
couple
cricket
of
players, by the way.
games.
Did we talk about that?
I
These-
imagine.
they
I
look-
mean,
they
all
look
the
like-
teams
these are-
look
the
like
faces are realistic enough to where they look
all
like
the
they're
teams look like they have like a bunch of sponsors on their jerseys, which would make me believe
Why
that
would
they're
you put
real
KFC
teams.
in for
Real
free?
teams would have
Yeah.
sponsors on
Yeah.
their jerseys.
But that's cool. That's something you don't get in a lot of these type of arcade games. So.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, it looks fun. If there's I'll tell you right now, if there's one cricket game I'm likely to play, it is
It's this
Big
one.
Bash Boom.
It looks pretty fun
This
and
is a
dumb.
bad name.
Like,
It's fun for the whole family.
Big Bash
ah.
Boom is a great name. You just can't
Yeah.
tell what the fuck the game is about.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They don't want you. They want you to just
I'll
see
be
the
honest.
title.
You guys said the name Big Bash Boom, and I'm like, did we forget to put one on the playlist? Because I don't remember that game. I don't remember that game at all. Oh, it's the cricket game. I don't even remember the name of it.
Dabbing
Alright.
like Ethan when you give him bits on his tree.
It's not dab. Dab on them haters. Dab on them haters.
I hope I did it right because
I
don't know,
forgot. It's been a while since I've seen a dab.
The dab dance.
All right, let's get to the
All
real
right,
trailer,
let's
the
get to the
everyone
one
wants
that
to talk about.
everyone
So,
about. Dang.
does this count?
So
Because
it's based on a game, so yes.
Okay,
That's what we're.
that's
Every week we make up new arbitrary rules of trash,
Okay,
and this
fair.
is
We've
one
had
of them.
movies before.
okay.
Also, we watched the Detective Pikachu trailer, the game trailer, so it's only fair that we really
Then we
finish
watched the
this
movie
story,
trailer.
this arc to its conclusion.
Boy, what a
Detective Pikachu came out
trailer.
on Monday. Quick
Article
lead up.
stealing.
Ethan was like, "Guys, there's a Detective Pikachu trailer. No one watch it, so we can watch it for trash and watch it live and get our reactions." And Ricardo's like, "Okay, I definitely haven't watched it already."
Yeah, we should hope we can wait till that long.
And then I realized immediately this is a futile effort as I opened up Twitter.
I opened Twitter and I was like, "Well, here's like 5 spoilers from what this trailer is."
Yeah.
I hadn't. Well, here's a bunch of images from this trailer that really give away the game.
Also, really freak you out because you're like, "Holy shit, that's what Pokemon look
Real-
like."
That's a
Yeah.
realistic Pokemon. That's
Yeah.
a weird looking thing.
Oh, it's all so good.
But you know what? I think I love it.
Yeah.
It looks kind of scary. It looks kind of uncanny valley. I
It's-
understand people who might think that, but
It
But, like-
shouldn't,
I
it
kinda
shouldn't
like it.
work, but it does.
I think
Yeah,
it does.
It feels like it's leaning into that in a way where it's like the Jigglypuff's a good example, like where it's like, oh no, you look terrifying, but you do look like a Jigglypuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Well, like it's weird. Like I remember when I was a kid, and I always like imagined like a Pokemon movie eventually coming out. I never thought of them like looking like they would in the game. I was like, it's a movie and it's a live action, so they have to look like real. So like
Mhm.
obviously it's not like I was imagining this
I
initially,
imagine
but
everyone
like
looked like Mr. Mime.
Oh, what? What? Oh,
God.
this is a nightmare? Was this a nightmare game? to you?
Mr. Mime looks
Um,
freaking crazy.
Yeah, he looks insane, but like the right amount of insane you want from
yeah,
Mr.
I mean the thing is it's Mr. Mime. Like he
Yeah,
was
I think that
always-
works.
by
It
far,
works.
he's the
It
weirdest.
works for
Always
Mr.
creepy
Mime
and
pretty
weird.
well. Yeah.
I will say something I found out thanks to Twitter is an artist I used to follow on DeviantArt way back in the day. It was actually a concept artist for this, and he
The one that's done all the realistic Pokemon drawings. that
yes,
got
he
really
did the
well
realistic Pokemon drawings that got really popular. People post them all over, and he said that that's part of how he got this job is because he would do these realistic drawings, and they were like terrifying, like what a Blastoise would really look like. What a
done. Yeah, they were kind of creepy. Those were more
Oh, yeah,
creepy than
100%.
these ended up being.
Yeah, these
But,
kind
like,
of
you-
cut the difference between the two.
yeah, they kind of feel like they're a little more recognizable as the Pokemon from the show games, but they have a little bit of that like, why does Jigglypuff have hair? Like it's
Mhm.
too good.
Yeah, a lot of people are really mad about that, but I'm just like, I don't
Yeah.
understand.
No,
I thought
didn't
it was
think that was weird
great.
at all. I was like,
A lot
that
of
makes
people were
sense.
weird, yeah. Even I
What did
saw
they?
even
what
some
did they-
people that
what
were
did they think this thing was? The
a lot
little
of
like.
people were weirded out that even Pikachu was like so fuzzy, and I'm like, what do you think he's
He's a-
covered
he's
with?
a
He's a
fucking
little
rat.
mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That makes the most sense. I don't like
Yeah.
the fact that Mr. Mime's little hair tufts are like weird skin things.
That's fine too.
That bugs
It-
me because I just always imagine it's like, oh, it's his weird crazy hair because he's like a mime.
But that would
No.
imply that then like other Mr. Mimes could have a completely different kind of hair.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
Because like whereas like this is like
Yes.
it's like an animal that looks like it has hair, but it actually it's
just
just
its
the shape of
horns.
its head.
Yeah,
You know
fair,
what I
but it's
mean?
still
Like
weird.
They
I
use
get
it
what
for
you're
their
saying.
mating
I get what you're
rituals.
saying. I
It's
can
interesting how
understand
they
it. I can
put that,
understand
like,
it.
They could have they mostly lean on millennials looking at the original 150, but they do have other Pokemon in
yeah,
here.
like there's that.
Yeah, they
pan-
do.
There's that one panda.
This is-
guy.
There's some birds in here.
There's
that
some
There's obviously the
Greninjas.
Greninjas.
Greninjas are in
Mhm.
it.
They're obviously
Bulbasaur looked great.
well they're obviously
The Bulbasaur
pandering to not pandering, but they're obviously like saying like, hey, millennials, check out this thing from your childhood. But then
Yeah.
it's like, hey, millennials with kids, check out this thing your kid is gonna
Yeah.
love. Like
Yeah.
this basically.
It's pretty good. I feel like this is this is like a thing people have wanted of seeing like what
And now they are horrified in the cat.
Yes.
What do y'all think of Ryan Reynolds?
I think he's fine.
He's like
fine.
he's absolutely the most fun. Like if there's a dartboard with like most normal like or like most safe like bet like he's right in the middle of that. Like,
yeah, I
he's
was
the bullseye of best choice to put that
If
in.
you're
Yeah.
going for the comedic foil to your straight man, which is this young Justice Smith, I believe is the actor's name,
yes.
who's like
Jurassic
this is
World.
basically his coming of age story in this. So essentially, it's that
Is it
he-
which is
he-
from the Pikachu game, right?
he
This story.
wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, didn't cut it. It seems like he then wants to be
His dad, who is a detective.
His
dad
dad
was
is a detective. He wants to follow in his footsteps, but his dad goes missing. Comes up.
in the game. This is not clear in the trailer, but in the game, the Pikachu is the partner of his dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
This maybe that's the case in the movie too. We don't.
Yeah, I mean, it
But,
seems like
um,
there's definitely a reason why the Pikachu comes to him and he can hear him, but
So I would guess that's it. The same. So they're actually
Probably.
taking the game and actually adapting the game
That's-
story. Maybe not 1-to-1. I bet the end of this is not going to be the end of the game, but the premise at
following
least is
it.
very
overall,
much.
Yeah.
like I think that's my thing when watching this, where I was like, I was pleasantly surprised because it doesn't feel like, although there are a lot of those elements of like like a Super Mario Bros. Movie where it's like, here's a sign that says a thing that you might recognize.
Yeah,
but it's like,
yeah.
it does also just feel like in general, like they're treating this as if like,
You already know what Pokemon is.
it's like, hey, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Pokemon, like, this is what it would be like if we just threw them in, like, this detective story.
I
Like,
agree
Yeah.
100%. Like, I heard people on Twitter and online saying stuff like, I thought this was going to be a Pikachu ends up in the real world and a kid has to, like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so
but
glad
that's
it's not.
dumb.
I'm so glad.
No,
it's not.
I agree. And I don't think, to be clear, I don't think that those people were saying they wanted it to be that.
They just
But
thought
they
it was
thought
gonna
that was
be
what it was going to
that.
be.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's not because,
Yeah.
like, don't insult your audience's intelligence.
Yeah.
Pokemon are normal. They're normal in this world. We don't have to talk about them and explain them.
Mhm.
Let's just like have them. Like the Lego Movie did this as a good thing too. Of like, we don't have to explain how
How Lego?
how
This
Legos
Lego
work.
world
You know how
exists.
Legos work. They work like you just build stuff with them. Like that's it. You know. Like, and I think this movie is hopefully going down that track. Of course,
yeah.
this is
Who
we don't know.
It's
Maybe
just
it'll
a
be
trailer.
terrible, but I'm
It
excited.
might be terrible,
honestly. I honestly
but
think
this
looks
is
good.
a very promising first trailer.
Yeah.
It
Remember,
gives me
I
a
think,
lot of good feelings.
I feel whenever it was announced that Ryan Reynolds was going to be Detective Pikachu,
Yeah.
either they're making a Detective Pikachu movie and B, it was going to be Ryan Reynolds. I remember us all just being like, that sounds like this is stupid. What? Okay, this will be a dumb throwaway. And now we are like wanting to just nuzzle
Yeah. It
and
looks so-
What
caress
about that
this.
Sonic? That makes you interested in that Sonic movie now. I'm like,
No, I mean, Pokemon is one thing, but like, I don't know about a Sonic live action movie.
People are figuring
Yeah.
out
Because
how to
like
make-
there are people in the Pokemon
Jim
world.
Carrey is
The
robotic.
best-
I kind of
The
just want
best
to
parts of
I don't want
Sonic
to see that.
existed when it was literally
John
just
Ralphio's Sonic.
what?
John Ralphio's Sonic though.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I will say-
it does make me, Ethan. I agree with you.
Yes.
I'm not quite at your level of maybe it'll be
I'm just
good, but
more curious about
yes,
it.
yeah,
Yes.
I am exactly
Yeah.
that of like.
I think I had the exact same
wait,
thought. I
what
was
if
like,
the Sonic movie might be interesting
Yeah.
too. Like, will it? I don't know.
I think the thing that kept on stopping me was, oh yeah, Jim Carrey's Robotnik. Never
well,
mind.
and
What
well,
about
also,
that- what
also
about
it's
that
Sonic.
monster?
It's Sonic in the real world as well, which
yeah.
is already. I mean, I guess Sonic Adventure was, but.
Because the thing about that
I don't
Monster
know.
Hunter-
Like
What
the
about that
town, the
Monster
town
Hunter?
of
Stuff
Green
about, the
Hill.
stuff
like,
about the Monster Hunter is it's like that feels like an
oh,
old
that feels.
version.
Oh,
That
no,
feels
that's
like an
so
old version of
bad.
like how video
Oh.
game movies are made.
That's what I'm saying.
And,
Yeah.
like, this feels like new and fresh and like okay, we're gonna take what
You
you
can
like
tell
and-
the guy who directed the Resident Evil movies in charge of
Exactly, and
that.
it's just
Like,
yeah,
this is
it feels like that.
We took the universe and you made something I didn't want out of it. All this is like, oh, this is actually what I wanted to see the whole time.
Also, that side duck.
It's like,
Also, that
Side
side
duck.
duck.
a Psyduck, man. That Psyduck is that Psyduck lit.
This is just so fun and dumb and smart.
Yeah, I wondered, like, right? We don't.
Maybe. Fuck, maybe.
That'd be pretty great if she was. So, like, one last thing I will say, because you mentioned what do you think about Ryan Reynolds. I think Ryan Reynolds is the weakest part of this whole thing. I think he is absolutely a perfectly safe bet. He's not gonna ruin the movie or anything like that. But I just like.
You wanted a gruffer Pikachu.
Not even gruffer. I wanted to like. I just feel like Ryan Reynolds is a very safe, very like mainstream generic actor. I think you could have gone with another safe bet and like had it be like
Fine.
he's just playing Ryan Reynolds. He's just playing kind
Yeah.
of himself
It's kind
in
of
the
talking like
in the.
Deadpool.
Yeah, we were talking about it. It felt
He's just
like
playing a PG Deadpool.
it felt
in
like
the-
Ryan Reynolds, yeah, in the way of like PG, like less sweary Rocket Raccoon. Like it felt like he was doing a very similar kind of
kind of
like
shtick.
yeah, just like less mean, less sweary
No,
than
I won't
a Rocket
disagree with
Raccoon.
that.
No,
Won't disagree
I
with
don't
that.
think it's bad. Like I have,
Considering the game had like a very gruff. I think it's interesting to have something more unique.
I
but-
think it was fine. Like I'm
yeah,
not,
it's fine. It's totally fine.
I was not as hung up on it. But
I'm not like hung up on
People
it.
have dubbed over lines of Danny DeVito.
Mhm.
into-
Oh, yeah.
into
Yes.
pretty good.
There's already been that talk.
parts
It'd
of
be would have
this
been pretty
trailer.
funny. But I don't want like that's the thing. I don't want like a scuzzy, creepy Pikachu. Like I'd rather him be a little more.
See, that's the thing. Is like
No.
at that point, it's like
No, but and neither do movie executives,
Yeah,
Amber. So
yeah.
you're
It
don't
doesn't-
worry, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, that's true.
I want.
I don't
it,
want.
but
I don't
I'll
want.
take
I don't
this.
want. I don't want scuzzy creepy. But I was saying. I think I said to you guys in our chat that like I think that Jack Black honestly would have been a better like, and he's he's obviously pretty main. I mean, he's just not as popular anymore, right? Like
Right.
as
Jack
Ryan
Black
Reynolds
would've been
is.
alright.
That's all-
I
we
would've
only
been
say
alright with
that
that.
because the Goosebumps directors directed this movie. So
Yeah, but the Goosebumps director directing this and
But
Jack
hey,
Black.
Jack Black, Kung Fu Panda. Did
Maybe he'll
great
be a
job.
voice of another Pokemon. Maybe him and Kyle Glassman.
But they can hear any other Pokemon.
Yeah, you can't hear any other Pokemon talk.
Shit,
Your
right.
Pika Pika. I do like how it's the same original voice actress for the Pika Pika
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
The one line. Maybe there'll be more, but the one line of Pika Pika that's in it.
It sounds really good. It gave me goosebumps when he went Pika.
Yeah, same.
Pika Pika. All right. So
What a
is
weird. Also,
y'all-
what a weird conceit that Pokemon just say their name.
So
Anyways.
if we're counting Detective Pikachu, I think Detective Pikachu wins because
Yeah.
like nothing caught the whole. But I really freaking love Nippon Marathon.
is great.
It's
You
so
can vote
good.
for it if you want, but I'm voting for Detective Pikachu.
The thing is, like, I feel like we should have them both. Is what I think.
No,
So I think, yeah.
that's not how this works. We pick one. It's
You're
the
right. We
same.
do pick one, but unless it's a tie.
No,
It's weird to
I
have
vote-
a movie video game trailer actually win because usually they're trash. So, I'm gonna...
But then you guys shouldn't have put it on here. That's what I'm saying. Then it
Yeah,
should just
it's
been
on the
a news
list.
thing.
It's on the list of contention.
Don't you put that evil on me.
I vote Nippon Marathon because
Oh,
Matt instantly
shit.
went out and bought that game.
You guys are the worst.
I vote Detective Pikachu.
And Amber votes Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, of course.
I vote Nippon Marathon.
You guys are
tied.
the worst.
Oh!
They both win.
Fucking
It's the
It worked. It
Ricardo,
worked.
Let's not talk to them anymore until we all play the Quiet Man together.
No,
We can't
because
talk. We can't talk. We can't
to
talk during
straight.
that. We can't talk during that. That's just quiet time.
Quiet time. It's Quiet Man, quiet time. no
I'm so
talking.
glad Nippon Marathon got on there as well. I would feel so bad if that did not make it to our Game of the
Yeah,
Year
me too.
list.
I wouldn't. I'd be, look
Wow.
at me, happy as a clam.
The thing is it's like we could
Again,
play that.
I think
we
I think
could
we've
play
already
that in a
exhibited
week
you
and
three
be
don't
like, this game is
appreciate
trash.
actual art.
This
This
game
game
sucks.
everything.
It was a good trailer though.
Suck
Yeah,
my
I
hair.
guess. Yeah, we could always watch Detective Pikachu and it'd be trash, but yeah, I don't know.
We can watch any of these games. We play any of these games that be trash.
Dude,
They give
shut
me all
up.
it's trailer trash. That's what it is.
Hey, Dad, playing him with me, try get it down.
Oh no, you gotta play the music
Alright.
again.
That's the end of the
Take
podcast
us
this
outta
week,
here.
folks. Please check out our website, pixellegends.com with one L. We have a Twitch. It's pixel_legends. Twitch.tv/pixel_legends. And our Twitter is also pixel_legends. Check us out there. We live stream every Thursday, except we won't be here next Thursday because that's
True.
Thanksgiving in the United States. So we'll be busy eating turkey, getting
Fatter.
too much. Yeah, getting drunk.
Getting drunk.
I mean, I probably will as well. I'm not
Mhm.
driving.
I'm
So
not driving, so it's just gonna be eating a lot of food for me.
There you go.
just eating a lot of
What was
food
my
is still pretty good. And then so we might not have a podcast at all. I guess like we probably won't have a podcast at all. Friday we'll be hanging out, but that's just hanging out day for us, so we're not gonna.
We don't want to work.
We don't want to do work. Take a week off, everybody. We'll see you the week after that. But if you listen to the podcast on iTunes, give us a rating and review. We really appreciate it. And then twitch.tv every Thursday night at
What are you
around
gonna
8
say?
p.m.
Ethan,
What, Ethan?
Let's
What
do
are you
some
trying-
stream plugs. Friday,
Oh, there
Hitman
you
2, reminding you guys again, that's going out around 8 p.m.
Yeah, I'll be watching that.
Yeah, we'll be watching that.
Also, Monday, the final Overlord stream, I believe, will probably happen if, barring any technical difficulties from Overlord Fellowship of Evil, which is a fucking awful game.
Dude, that game is
It looked
to watch.
bad for the 30 minutes I was watching it the first stream.
Let me just put it this way: we had so much trouble connecting to each other because one of us was using an Xbox One controller and the other was using an Xbox 360 controller. It did not like two controllers talking to each other, so we both had
Even
to use
from
mouse and
different
keyboard.
computers.
Just had to use mouse and keyboard, and it worked fine.
All
It's
right,
the
Weird.
bizarrest thing. That game is bad. Anyway, that'll be the last of my Overlord, and I'll be moving on to a new game. A new
Ooh.
series every
Did you announce the next series already, or is that secret?
It is Sly Cooper. That is the next.
Yeah.
Oh right, yes,
Oh,
you talked about
nice.
it before.
I should
Yeah.
watch that. I've never seen this.
Yeah, I've also never played Cooper games either.
They
Neither have I,
are
so.
fantastic.
That's-
fantastic.
In
I
about 10 years, Matt and I will have to figure out a new trilogy to tackle too.
I'll be continuing my Rondo of Blood playthrough. I should be nearing the end, but these levels are fucking hard,
What?
man.
Rondo of Blood's
Which part are you at?
tough.
Which part are you at?
I last stream I beat Death, and then I beat the boss rush.
Oh, you're
Oh,
close.
okay,
You're
yeah.
pretty close.
To Shaft and killed a corporeal Shaft, but now I'm playing a level in which I face Shaft's like shroud,
Ghost,
but it's
Ghost
like
Shaft.
floating around, and that
Right.
boss sucks ass. So I'm still working on that. Trying to find like another day to stream. I'm trying to keep it at Sunday, but like my Sundays now that I have them off fill up with stuff that actually I could do. So I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So looking for another day to stream possibly, but definitely Wednesdays will continue on as normal.
Okay.
Amber and I are not streaming on Saturday
Nope.
due
We got
to
plans.
Friendsgiving plans,
Yep.
but we might stream on Sunday.
Yep.
We'll talk to you before we do that, Ricardo, and figure out times.
No
but
worries.
if
I
you
will
end up doing
probably
that,
be at a Mighty Ducks game.
cool.
fair.
Well, no, they're not called that anymore.
Just the Ducks.
Don't reveal that I don't know that much about
At the
it.
Arrowhead Pond.
At the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim.
Whoa.
Either way, check out our Twitch channels and streams, and again, everything is on pixellegends.com with one L. We will see you in 2 weeks. Another episode of the Pixel Podcast.